party when mama.
So mote it be.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
This is more than a policy initiative. It is a national reset, a bold strategic shift to unlock our country's full productive potential. Today, we reclaim our founders' vision of a self-reliant, industrious, and inclusive African nation that works with organized creativity and ensures prosperity for all. So what are the origins of the 24H vision? The vision behind the 24-hour economy and the accelerated export development program was born from reflection during and after my previous term in office. Between 2016 and 2020, it became increasingly clear that Ghana, like many African countries, is trapped in a model of unequal exchange. We export raw materials and we import refined finished products. We ship cocoa, gold, timber, and oil abroad, only to repurchase them as chocolates, jewelry, furniture, and fuel at a far greater cost. This model does not serve our people. It has never served our people. It generates foreign jobs, it fuels foreign economies, and funds foreign healthcare and education systems. While our youth remain unemployed, our industry stagnates and our imports balloon. We had laid the essential foundation then for energy infrastructure, for roads, for ICT systems and human capital investment. But we knew that we needed to go further. And that meant we needed an integrated, bold, and coherent approach that dismantled the silos of past policies. The 24-hour plus program is that collective answer. And so we've moved from slogan to strategy today. In 2020 and again in 2024, thank you. In 2020 and again in 2024, the idea of a 24-hour economy captured national attention. It became a slogan of hope, a symbol that change was necessary and that it was possible. Our task now is to move from vision to implementation, from aspiration to action. This launch is not the end, but it is the beginning of a massive national mobilization. But let me be clear here. The 24H Plus agenda is not simply about extending working hours. It is about unleashing productivity, expanding opportunity, accelerating exports through well-structured, multi-sectoral, and inclusive interventions. And so we would have national consultation and co-design. And over the past 6 months, the 24-hour plus secretariat under the presidential advisor, Mr. Guzitano and his team, has undertaken an extensive national engagement process. They've listened to entrepreneurs, both large and small, both formal and informal. They've listened to organized labor, cooperatives, farmers, and traders. They've listened to artists, technologists, traditional rulers, and religious bodies. They've consulted with diaspora groups, development agencies, investors, and infrastructure experts. They've talked to youth and women's organizations, scientists, and educational institutions. Alongside the private sector, the Secretariat has worked with government ministries, departments, and agencies to align regulatory, fiscal, and institutional frameworks to the program. The 24-hour plus agenda comprises synergistic sub-programs that are tailored to key value chains. And you must have heard the ministers mentioning them. These include Grow 24. Now, Grow 24 is about boosting agricultural productivity, agro-processing, and food security. Make 24 is about revitalizing our manufacturing and industrialization. Build 24 is about accelerating infrastructure, construction, housing, and public works. Show 24 is about harnessing Ghana's rich creative, cultural, and tourism assets. And Connect 24 is about fixing our logistic chains, transport warehousing, ports, energy, and digital infrastructure. And Fund 24 is about unlocking innovative financing through credit guarantee schemes, blended finance, and venture capital. Aspire 24 is about building the skills of our people, our values, our ethics, and digital capacity for competitiveness. And Go 24 is about mobilizing all sectors, religious, security, academic, and civic, for national productivity and pride. This structure ensures depth and focus. We're not attempting to fix everything everywhere all at once. We're targeting high-impact, job-rich, and export-oriented sectors with strong forward and backward linkages. And now, so what is the famous Volta Economic Corridor we're talking about? That is our flagship anchor. While the 24-hour plus program is national in scope, our flagship intervention is the Volta Economic Corridor, a transformational effort to unlock the economic and environmental potential of the Volta Lake and its surrounding lands. Ladies and gentlemen, our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, envisioned the Volta project at Akosombo not only as a source of power to power Ghana's industrial sector. He also saw it as an integrated project that will provide agribusiness, it will provide lands for agriculture, irrigation. Unfortunately, that aspect of his vision have been lost. Today, we're recreating Kwame Nkrumah's dream. Today, also, a transformational effort to unlock the economic and environmental potential of the Volta Lake and its surrounding lands. Ladies and gentlemen, our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, envisioned the Volta project at Akosombo not only as a source of power to power Ghana's industrial sector. He also saw it as an integrated project that will provide agribusiness, it will provide lands for agriculture, irrigation. Unfortunately, that aspect of his vision have been lost. Today, we're recreating Kwame Nkrumah's dream. Today, Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's dream comes alive again. We will irrigate over 2 million hectares of land for intensive agriculture under Grow 24. We will establish agro-industrial parks for textiles, pharmaceuticals, and food processing under Make 24. We will develop tourism clusters along the lake under Show 24. We will turn the lake into a central transport corridor that connects the north to the south and the east to the west under Connect 24. And so, ladies and gentlemen, imagine a future where fresh fruits and vegetables from Tamale are air freighted daily to Europe and other destinations. Imagine aquaculture along the lake, the Volta Lake, that sustains jobs and provides nutrition, and ports on the Volta Lake that reduce our transportation costs by up to 80%. This is how we unlock the full value of inland Ghana and reconnect with our Sahelian neighbors. The finance and implementation institutional frameworks for 24-hour plus. The private sector will lead the 24-hour plus program. Government will facilitate and not dominate. Government will facilitate and not dominate. Any government funding in 24-hour plus will be catalytic, serving as seed funding for the 24-hour plus authority and supporting bulk infrastructure. Enterprise financing will be sourced through commercial banks, DFIs, and blended finance instruments. Fund 24 will address access to capital, collateral constraints, and the short-term nature of most of our banking finance. Credit guarantee schemes will support risk sharing without breaching our fiscal covenants with our multilateral institutions.
EpaHoaDaben sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Political parties, NPP, NDC, CIA, FA Blugumano, abaton sensem a yetimi kan wi na yehia no electoral commission say 19 polling stations ewo Ablekuma North yes akoto aban foforo ewo ho e central for yehia mu wa ha me pese mo te se MPP meet na ye koye no ya nja tunda ye ne electoral commission anya adwene say ye koto aban o 19 polling stations ye de enim say e 3 polling stations and na aka ye ko kan wase this year say if we say ye to aban no December 7 2024 we year NDC for any patapasem to trasem say constituencies are omo no omo change electoral commission sa omo change MPP sa normal fa sa constituencies no and I'm sorry the assembly for that court Emma court high court share electoral commission say constituencies bi a ewo ho a say electoral commission ni share no mo kan wasem no so mo hwe no mo kan wasem mo ba kaya at the Chima South e ka ho Okai Place Central e ka ho Tema Central e ka ho na Ablekuma North e ka ho the question is said and now say court e share electoral commission ti omni Ghana police etimi bo modern e meye tutu e meye collation e kan kai abana the constituency ababodi na e de ko ka Ablekuma North Ablekuma North constituency wo eto bi egusia ye kwa kokan ye kan bi NDC for some tiasie ye ya ma na aka 62 polling stations 62 polling stations no etibi ye one agreement to anamo e ma na be ka miensa pe eti MPP party no ye na electoral commission any Ghana police agency also be emphasize 3 polling stations no and I'm so Emma your truck crata for my electoral commission 3rd January and 3rd June 2025 Ebusan say Ablekuma North 3 polling stations na aka no and I want ben electoral commission to account Emma electoral commission e drop there 11 June e ka che say omo de omo hwehwe mu enya adwuma am ne party na aye no aka 3 polling stations pe Nemo every year when Madrid said Uncle Cabani Piano, na NDC for and to transfer I say a human. The moment to me, yes. Sadia, the Munya said Ghana police about mobile. Nobody member but said, yeah, it makes me I can't resource. Then runs Parliament had to himself electoral commission. I'm opening a friend Dr. Bismark. Echo Parliament. It didn't say asema meka no parliament no and the to do me transfer me even free if me come o chance o sure catch parliament for say o my be so mo ye o 281 police stations ni na lemu aka 3 police stations pe e ma me yibi to a che you are Dr. Bismark o te parliament awo catch Ghana for nyina say aka 3 police stations pe etie eya ye nwanwa ye dream ye ti ase ye ye wo se Canada ni dream bi e pese cause electoral commission and ye ni sifom and we said there be see ya electoral commission for matro grant aba say ye gba control aba ofro our 19 polling stations abra mo aba gba bontin agia to say aka 3 polling stations na wo hwe asem
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe
Happy FM 98.9.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe
Efre ene da etoso miensa ene ya wada in the month of July 2025 exactly 2:30 ena emre no abo medine Bismark Brown utimi frame BB EpaHoaDaben jumedie ni eda wasi bebre se bra no nyina wo gibre epebre Ishia me radio so ni Facebook so awia bia ena awia nso ka ho bebia wo bia me mo akwaba yetena se ni ehia awia se ya aya ye hye hu kran kakra ehia awia se ya aya ye ka no kra kire ye hu kakra ehia awia se ya ensem a edi ade ncheche ye koba na trend ye ya ni amawo update nso kakra na edu awia nso se ni ehia na adane anototo ene ye busansem ani ye frem panimfo ni ye gye obadwenkyere na ye gye nkyerechire mu ni ye busa all the relevant and tough questions no eno nso ka ho bi na edu awia nso se ni ehia ya na ye nkonwasie ye si nkonwa ye ne apamfo ahodo ehia yɛde nsɛm no to wɔ n'anim na yagye adwenkyerɛ ahodo sanso ne ehia wiase ya ɛyɛ yenyi wumfiri mu ne wo nso de bɛka ho adwene a wo bɛkyerɛ sɛ ne wo bɛsusu nsɛm no a wo de bɛfa yɛn Facebook so aba no me gibre kenkan de ma wo ntu pebusa ya hia ye hia ne tintini ne tietia no ba se be ya ye nyina da ye behunu ne ekoso o manim ne yedi ano atomu bie se be ya ye nyina ye bete nsem ne biase yie ene se be ya ye behunu ba bi o man ne nam na se echia yetimi aka bie ekoye nso ayabo ho abaso eno nti ne de EpaHoaDaben dwumadi aba na ewie mamimbusa ho ye de I guess you're doing well abi Ubahana hanum nyina sesa. Yeah. The show is produced by Reynold Ajiman, aka The Mask, supported by Joel Sanko and Jemima. And that's on one side. And on the other side, also your Joyce and our Abigail, ensuring say we are streaming live and everywhere. Nanami busa se ohun ye de. Boko de. Debia media mekai o emfa ho ne said yet ekoye ma wa show gratitude enkoye ma won so a continue to show gratitude and na bebusa me say ne enkoye no me nas wode be ho eno enipa dwene eno sa na nipa hunu no sa na nipa dwene won say enipa famu no agi se wo hunu bribi ansa na wada ase anase ode ayemuye bi anase ayeye bi diaba onipa wonye bribi ama na there is no reason ti also oda wase onipa famunu no sa de hunu niema but eba ye ne obo ade nyankropon entemu ne ya nyonkofa eya sa adwene no ene eye thinking no enya adwuma wo ho because eba ye ni nyankopon ntemu a wontimi mbusa se ede no aya amame na me nanase Yes, our Bible no say we bonyina yefo. Because onipa da bia wo hwe sika. Onipa da bia wo hwe sanka na bra bomu fomfom. Eni obo ne nsa no a na eba. Enti se wo bre kakra wa bra bomu no there is no reason so be show gratitude. But you so dwene sa na ewie. Na mintu fu say ye ne sesa wadwene. We have a lot to be thankful for. Nipa da sani wo niema bebre asa wo ka se wo tena se asese a bo nso nyame aye bia ma pa enye cars no enye dan no enye visa no enye adwuma na wonyaaye no enye contract na wanya no ene kire se nyame ahira wo Mpempi yesi testimony time I saw them one. Tie testimonies na eba no. Ankoye matene fie bebre me wie school na nyame ama me adwuma. Ebekọ akoye na me ware ye mfie bebre nie na menya yefunu wo ba ene nyame ache me ba. Na bon se obi nso apia ba. Wadi contract bi achi mfie bebre nie. Oye 21 days fasting no. Oko ministry ho ya frɛ no de eye contract na ma no. Na obon se obi nso aba no no nso abegina mu. Wako US embassy beye imprebe 9 da bia wokɔ a ye bono sign ye man visa. Na no papa ekasa ya ode anointing oil so eye ne passport so. Ode ko embassy ye de team 5 years. Ode nyame asio. How many times no hunu say nipa bia begina so dem say ode nyankopon ase. Say afinimu nyina wonyare ye we onna ho. Enipa dodo ahe na ya wote se omu eba bedada obeyi adanse ebedi adanse se da bia mekɔ Togo mekɔ Kwanso da bia mekɔ Nigeria da bia me aeroplane mu a mekɔ Dubai de aniema kɔ eya me te aeroplane hwe ho makwa mfie bebre enso akwanhia me nya bi da. Eya sa blessings no ye fa no tra. Eya sa inshira no eya na ye adwene se eye automatic. Eya na ye wadwene se wotena ka mu anko ade wo se okokodu. Enti wo kɔ na okodu a eya wo se wo driving skills bi. Eya wo se wonim kwan no so pa. Eya wo se utimi swerve accident ni nti wo de wo ye good eya wa na ye na utimi bedu ye. Eya ne nyame ayama yen a eso ye mbo no de bia ya na esikasem de bia ya na a material kind of blessings, but the very life you have eye nhira kese pa wo de wo su se onyankopon wo wie school wo nya adwuma nye wo su nu no na mamenka obi nsusunsu nkyere we obi de wanya adwuma ne pa na nso atete ye ne ayakayaka de a wo fam wa adwuma ni mu no ne mpa bo ane se anka adwuma ekura nyame nyini mfiri wo fa no kwa adwuma mfufuro. Nyame waye bi papa aya memfa na sedendi ewie o say count your blessings and name them one by one. Sadia na menye sure say ya what na se asese unhira pen wo kai da bia na ohun ahwe kura ade ba bechi no kura kwan be fa so akwa adwuma kura na ato adwenwene. O kai call na e ba ya wanye ho hwe call ne ba ya enkomodidie mu a oh ene unua mame mpia bi ma o a ebeto mu kese a wodi twitwa wo ho di bi ma wo ma ana no de nyin hira wo hu o twem big check na ansa no hu se nyame hira wo ene kokolebu ko he a hanging kofo nan o tena moto so koba da bia o hwe fam da obo ade nyankropon ase EpaHoaDaben dwumadie enie ena wie ye tie sinsem ahodo mu ne ye di nkomo yenkura nhesem na ye di abrewe eya mema na nya wo ya bebre se wo bre wa brabo mu nti okokoto dwanim se obo mpa ye kura se da kura ye woden ebia ne wo hwehwe no wonsa kan na nka wonte ase ebia nhira na wo pre ho ka na wo pre ho abrochire na wo pa kono ene sanka kopia abrochire ho a anka bia semito kayade bi bo na wonte story no of a couple oma brabra bomu a oma wade na omo ware wieye e na akwantuo opportunity baaye omo tu kwan free Ghana kopie US abrochime mu 1 week pepepe e na oba ni wuye 1 week pepepe e na oba ni wuye okunu ni oyere apre oma ye atua visa connection for atua sika hodo da bi eskame wo mo finally abrochire na wo ma pre ho ano e ba yo omu kokodu yo omu kodu ye ne na wotwe so pepepe oba na wu eya ne da wanim no wunnim tinya ho abotre wate ne da wanim no wunnim obi na wabone na e na wahyehye ne na e na wahyehye ne ma ebesi wonanimu enunti no say in all things yen fast da ma no because yen nipa yenim ni nyina ya adwene bi ne edi bubiribi yenim ni nyina enti se niema bi sisi na wonte ase a fire aseda ne meka kire no niema bi toto na wonte ase a se yese nye fire aseda hwe na wo pa eya wo yasa wo ne wonam fufu apra ne sem ko baabi na oye late kakra bi omukogya wo na wante asem ekoto wo mu okwan mu ana bibia no yefanya nseda o isane se yenim ne da yenim Efri Nene wubu said that Samune in Komobe na yedie. And anyway, Electoral Commission of Ghana say Enrame Boso Chireo. One of the crata betwa bontene say on the 11th of July. Bosumiya Ablekuma North constituency. Outstanding polling stations are results yetwe ho manso. Electoral Commission say on the 11th July siho yekoto aba 19 outstanding polling stations Ablekuma North constituency. Na sa same way ebeto dwano adane mansotwe kase pa me no ka say the New Patriotic Party press conference party no headquarters. Na Justin Kodua Frimpong our general secretary ni address press no ansa na mebemu no mebobo ne nsem ni bi kire o ono se ombeko court na omakwa challenge AC decision a watake NDC amanyoko say womo they welcome the rerun. MPP said they reject the rerun. Emrashe bedwafo womo dom dom kuma omo nyina sori agina omo se asemu a isi ba parliament be ka kire wo mo no wadane na no free but ede ye behwe what has the EC been saying about Ablekuma North? Edian someone a woman keka efa eye outstanding polling stations ahodo no. Na ye dia tun seniani. And then we ask the question. Edian poti NMA Electoral Commission gina so e take this decision in. Omedi kan chire mu say some 19 polling stations, you know. Even though NPP for the scan copies by Emma both MPP ni NDC4 agents EG2 mono. Omo nya womo presiding officers also polling station ho and verify the authenticity of ASR scanned pink sheets, you know. Enti omo ekwakoye a rerun of the election in those 19 polling stations. Now, some reason where they nkomo bebre aba, it brings up a lot of questions. Ebe busending in an area. Now, ye busa say, does the Electoral Commission have the power? Is you know, omo wo tumi a omo betimi e declare rerun of any election ana. Ebi nsusu ye ni omo nchire mu ni say it is only the court and ebetimi a order a rerun and answer recounting of any ballot ayato awie. Inti Electoral Commission or draw na ho den ni tumi free he and or they declare say yankoye rerun in 19 polling stations. Is this decision backed by law? Ewe kame ho ni emusan sem no. Yeni ho nkomo. And then we over Facebook Live, you be canning nyina. Onso betima kire wadwere woni nyina ho. Ka hunu no say ye de na ekọ ebebrɛw emra no miensa bo pepepe. Catching up with and someone trendy on social media. And then we also hear the launch of 24-hour economy. We'll jump onto the phone lines near an economist steady home come. Say utie mampenini semwa wakanya. Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah neni swadi hunu na wasande ababie mu. Wachire eye voter lake no ne economic potential. Eniema ye betimi dia ye na Ghana nya ne pefri mu. Ye behwe 24-hour economy na nkasa no. Said ye abana akuruche ede agu omo policy document mu no. So experts in hunu ni say eno ni the game changer sani abana e kana. Amarin is on the 16th of July. Doomso Levy will be back. Ibedi hun come on.
Baby, when you say first now you have been shut down per politics. You see politics for no money or money and your money. But and I'm more a been so into and near you say a bebuama or my narco so. Now about 1 o'clock now I a lawyer among my not lawyer for in your coffee for that. Yamishra.
EpaHoaDaben sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Omoindi share mema wa ha emo akwaba safei na wadwene ya na makase EpaHoaDaben dwumadie enie ye busua baako but ye scattered ebusua ni bi wo Facebook ebi enso tie radio so sisi a me ne wo kasei amanfo abochenku ewo wo mu kwankanu ase me ne wo kasei adrabafo enso atuni in dendendene efitafo enso etie udu aboso kan so dia samre ye biemu ato ho ache se agi baabia ene me do udu Reese Junction dia ene na Sheikh Isa the researcher say ono so the speakers na besi abontene abiemu samanfo ente ensempa a efri eye happy 98.9 FM eba EpaHoaDaben dwumadie enie na ewiai ne Electoral Commission e dia betu dwa no ye asem bi a generate eye enkomo na enkomo na generate no nipa no e kire wo madwene afa bebre ena ewiai NPP for eye press conference e de wonomo aginesie efa Electoral Commission decision hui atudwa. They have said they say and somebody be no omo de be comradeship omo de be call eye asemdibia omo de be call court na omo akwa busa court to say Electoral Commission ye wo ye no e wo mramu ana na enkomo no ye nyina ye nim ba bia sha ase free ye yakoto waba 7 December ye to waba ni wie ye menteme ho ase ekoso ewo constituencies ahodo bebre no kra wo mu oni say Electoral Commission etime resolve sa problems ni nyina ana ka Ablekuma North na Ablekuma North asem no besine students of political science any governance bebre edwene ho a omonti ase ani enti a asem wei yentimi anso ano na ya twimua abedu empempenso a ye wo the 7th month mu in the new year otina kire na busa ho a ebe ye wo so wanwa but nokure na ewo mu oni se ye oman bi a yen mpe nokure na kosisa yen mpe nokure ne de eniema eye simple a ye nyina yenim kwan a yetimi de fa so yeyie no enya de a ye be ye ne sa enti niema nketoa ene dane niema kase de mayen eye wanwa papa se Ablekuma North esha se na ka 37 polling stations emra ye kan aba ne wieye in fact ye kan aba no a basabasa siye no na womo akeka polling stations no dodo asiani awie about 281 of them had been collated na kabeye 37 pe ena basabasa ye ni siye na basabasa ye ni siye no Electoral Commission epe eda etoaso eye 8th December eye se ode sada no ebe collate 37 na aka no abusua sede na wani gusuo ibie ene sede na waso gusuo ya woti bie basabasa ye ekosi wo isi collation center ho biem ema Electoral Commission ni former headquarters abedani ni Greater Accra Regional Office ene party foi ese ho niam nyina abiga momiendege archives ne na yenko back to eda wo mkoye collation no wo eye EC officer wo Greater Accra region hey and so we have videos na clearly na aposifu a wo mu ekuratuo e wo hobi me say some of the videos police ni gina ho pa na kwabenani e de kontima ebro isi luva blades mu no odwiregu ho bete brain na police ni gina ho tuo sen no ho sada no collation no enya maso isi ebe issue statement ebe bo NDC fodin se womo penny ba ko wo constituency when e di mrantie ni mbeye ni omo yeye omo eka kire police fo se sankrofo no are identified into police fo enwe no wo nchi wo mo besi na me ne wo kasai there we have recorded not less than 4 different incidents a violent regarding Ablekuma North Electoral Commission attempt to collate results anaka. Now on all occasions violence is see the police was there. Mene kasa ene 3rd July. Ghana Police Service are yet to issue a statement to say violence are akoso Ablekuma North from the day aye omokoshishi ballot boxes. Ebesi emra isi so obeye coalition womo be say niema nyina. Ghana Police Service emfa one statement in ma bontin beka say yachi otwe anase yachi adoa. And so me na ye me wan say emrahye bedwafo eto nsa frɛ Electoral Commission for so momra parliament eme kyerɛ wo mu ne nti a Ablekuma North wo mu entimi nyi wo mu nsam firi ho na IGP yan frɛ ni bie so ono so mra me kyerɛ ne nti a whole Ghana Police Service entimi provide security and my Electoral Commission to collate just 37 polling station results. To the biatine chira no busa ho say enti 37 outstanding polling station results for just one constituency. Police for ntimi provide security. Nani ediem pa no metimi abɔ ban organa ha. Ediem pa eno mbetimi abɔ ban e wɔ Ghana ha. Your formed police unit. Your SWAT. Your nkofo ya Operation Calm Life fo so ho. Your other special units within the police service. Enti the signal we are sending to the international community is say our police service is not capable of providing security. Ebetimi abo Electoral Commission ho ban ama wa quality just 19 polling station results for just one constituency. At the heart of this matter, eno ne sa asemu no. Now no me betina ha. Guys, I hope you are digging the archives. Now no me betina ha. Videos of Ablekuma North. Emrantia womo tete pink sheets mu. Emamua omo tete pink sheets mu. Na womo shinwo. Bibe yi video no wa ha. Yi omanimu. Mekaye Mr. Ghana Police for mahuno. Me betina ha no na metwa ntoro ena me beka asem ye nye no kra anka bodi gengengenja begina ha se ya bechew because o perpetuate anase o misinform your mind into ya na bechew se misinformation disinformation causing fear and panic se metina radio so eka asem a yenka police for obobeti ababa bechi mi sesi a matina ha videos ememu etete Ablekuma North pink sheets mu womo no na commentary a ewo akire ede die prefecture political party womo yes ade no mesi besi ene police for entu hu anamo yenchi wo bia in connection with Ablekuma North violence. Meanwhile se oko constituency wa womu nim womu ekwohye Ablekuma North school den ya na ballot boxes ne hye ho no omunim edin de dankofo anu a womu kan wo constituency wo mibusa Ghana Police for say mu CID unity no intelligence be na o magada so far efa wono mu a ekwohye eye sa school den ehye ballot boxes ehye eye pink sheets.
EpaHoaDaben.
Oman no eye ba ko pew ɔman no ɛyɛ baako pɛ. Odia yɛmfa ne sɛ Dr. Kufu Dampare ebi a no wɔpɛ sɛ o please NDC aban enti ɛneɛ yɛnkɔtwe obia yɛnkɔnkɔyɛ obia yɛhwɛ ɛnɛ there's been a new IGP since our bae yɛhunu ne ɛwayɛ wɔ Galamsey ho nkɔfo a yɛakɔkyekye ɔmo Galamsey sites ahodoɔ yɛbusa no Ablekuma North da bɛn na yɛkyi the perpetrators of this violence ɔmo kɔ attack EC regional office ɛsɛ wɔn louvers ɛpapai wɔn nneɛma bubu tables da bɛn na yɛkyi wɔn videos ni nyinaa wɔ hɔ yɛma patapaa kwan yɛma patapaa agye hini ɛwɔ yɛn elections mu yɛsosɔ nneɛma bi so a ɛba bɛdane gyata kɛseɛ na ɔbɛto ahyɛ yɛ so. It just beats my understanding. It beats my imagination. Say, for a small constituency like Ablekuma North, for just 19 or 37 polling stations, 7 good months in here, Ghana Police Service. At the Ghana for you, Ghana Police Service at the Ghana for you, but you see, near Triumu pa ne say yen pen no kre. Because you see, I didn't quite say men kon minim kofo ye ba men kwachiwa mu because me kwachiwa mu a party bi bubefu. Ye de partisanship ewura ye bri bia mu. And the police for was saying, "Omo de serekeke, omo ntimi fanka." Say a politically related violence. Police for be fe omo sekeke, but omo ntimi fanka. O de fase kan wo obi. Na you know in the name of politics. O de Ablekuma North, asem ya rerun ya, rerun of Ablekuma North ya. Man tokwa bi nsi no obi mfase kan wo obi police fo ntimi nkwachi nipa ne da because it is related to MPP and NDC. Political violence yenchi ewo Ghana ha eno no enka yen criminal code no ho enti yebekɔ asoso thuggery so. But let me turn my attention to the EC itself.
EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben.
Mede mani kyerɛ Electoral Commission no so. Near Akoswe. Electoral Commission, musumu ye one organization in this matter, mwedi Ghana for hwamo kɛseɛ na mwedi muankasa nso mu hwamo. Eba ne sen ye kokoto aba. Political parties are mo organize elections na ma wo mo. Ewo better coalition systems eche mo Electoral Commission. Parties ehunu nyansa ama omu agents etimi esende wo mo screenshots of pink sheets. A free polling station biya ko womo central database. Emma within some few hours, omu timi hu se omu wini anase omu lusu. Wo Electoral Commission na oye the originator of sa results na wono they send no. You have not put in place any system wa. Obetimi aye instant reporting send your political parties ye. Meka kosi se eba ne sen ene yese yakọ kan aba na wie ana ye kan aba ya baba be hwim pink sheets into Electoral Commission eni bi Electoral Commission only pink sheets ni bi. Meanwhile, political parties, from every polling station, timi at the womo pink sheets copies echo omo party headquarters. Every polling station, so presiding officer wo ho. Obefa ne say presiding officer no ono ne EC ni agent. Electoral Commission any backup for womo pink sheets are omo generate even at the polling station level. Because that way, Sanka Electoral Commission no sende omo pink sheets omo generate wie e wo polling station. Na obi assign wie na Electoral Commission no etimi sende a soft copy of Sadia no echo EC head officer and can Electoral Commission e man be kase oni pink sheets nti wontimi quality results e ji so akwa rerun. And one is presiding officer be a pink sheet or send the year after what quality results na wie no yakoni akwa retrieve keke. Parties in a year. The EC hasn't thought of this. Now, Electoral Commission for so who yemi wan kakra. Because a same way e sha se nyina no. EC no ama yati ase every step of the way. Every step of the way, EC ama yati ase say rerun is out of the question. Including a da womo call a parliament. Electoral Commission has maintained throughout the narrative, the statements or the about public engagements I would work also. Electoral Commission are maintaining consistently say polling stations are Akawa Blekuma North 3. There are so many statements on my issue are confirming Sadia way. I should say, Electoral Commission statement a womo de ba bontene no. Oma semu a womo kan say ankoye 3 outstanding polling stations biem. Say no. 19 outstanding polling stations. Ena aka. The same EC has maintained aka 3 omo call parliament. The question was asked in different ways. The same question was asked by different MPs differently. The EC maintained, they said, aka 3 outstanding polling stations. There was a direct question. A common EC before Parliament. Say, enti 3 na akano. A declaration, and I will be ye. And I say, obe rerun elections, Electoral Commission can say rerun there. It is not on the table. And all they need any protection from the police service. Now police if betimi protection omo betimi quality outstanding 3 no na omo etimi declare. Any Electoral Commission asemu a wodi tudwane say enye 3 biem na 19. At 19 omo say 19. Take me to the EC statement. Na Electoral Commission statement na enro mo de betu dwa no. The second page, first paragraph. Or say after extensive deliberations, the commission informed the political parties that it would proceed to rerun the elections in 19 out of the 37 polling stations. The commission arrived The commission arrived at the decision to rerun the election in the unlisted polling stations because the 19 scanned polling station results used for the coalition, though approved by agents of both political parties, were not verified by the presiding officers responsible for those polling stations. It is instructive to note that the commission was able to secure the presiding officer's verification and confirmation for 18 scanned polling station results. Agents of both parties also approved same. A rerun will therefore not be held in those polling stations. Second page. Near EC kan wa ha nyina ne say omo di nkoma kwa akire ache na omo ka kire political parties ni say omo be ye ebeto aba no foforo 19 out of the 37 polling stations. Na ne ntia commission ni bedu sam pempenso ni say 19 polling stations na omo koto aba no wo ho no. Even though MPP any NDC for agents Ejitu mu say scanned copies of the pink sheets na MPP for the buy no edimu no. Omo nya wo presiding officers ama woman ndi ho adanse say ampa ne MPP ne NDC for ne kan edimu enti omo gi sa 19 polling stations no results no etumu a enye yie. Me question me busa ne say da ben na electoral commission ehunu yese 19 out of the 37 polling stations presiding officers ain't even verify. Mibusa sa because the electoral commission has maintained consistently say 3 na aka. Say na 3 na aka. It stands to reason say near oma quality nyina aka 3 no easy presiding officers ejitumu enti na easy kase wa quality amanaka biensa pe mibusa easy say until the bay ansa na easy ne ehu say 19 out of 37 kra no yen presiding officers at polling station ho entimi and verify when did it dawn on them anane mibusa ne nyansa nim eba da bay no muhunu ye eda wo mo call parliament. This thing never came up. They never said they said omo challenge be na challenge omo wono and they said 19 out of 37 polling stations. Yen easy for no and yen presiding officers for no omo say omo intimi verify. That matter never came up. So free da ben na easy because the presiding officers no easy for adwuma for. Isi no so na only the coalition no all this while. Isi ni sa wa quality amana kamiensa. Ene isi ni sa ne wa quality no kra no oyi 19 afri mu because ne officers entimin verify. Enti adwuma ben pa na electoral commission ye on the 37 outstanding polling stations are. Omo nya kukuduro enya ahotoso ekogina parliament ekachire parliament nyina se akamiensa na we no mo de beto ha enti ene obi court no competition president say electoral commission show gross incompetence enti the commissioner yenyi na dia be patcho nipa no odi ka na so onika
EpaHoaDaben
bibuso ene so obi the petition come president say yenyi commissioner nedi ana woni ne commissioners ni nyina yenyi wo based on incompetence a wo show ewo Ablekuma North Assembly mu a me patcho nipa no owo nyina so ana so oni nyina so I have said this before ye be kwa koto aba me kan se bi kire yisifo me say electoral commission Mama fa mo hon to political parties so na mo nye parties mo no mo gina ho ma oman mo dwuma mo be ye no e wo se ye dwuma obi anya asam be ekebe ka ho because ideally ye kokoto abawie ye kan aba no na ye bobo na wo agent say won sign a NC electoral commission kwan si won ye nadwuma. In fact, there are political parties omuni agents ewo polling stations bebre. NC electoral commission ho kwan sam won ye nadwuma. Eye privilege. Say be ya obi a kuma beto ne yam na obi a behunu mu binti. parties ni nyina wo role a yede ama omu so mu play but se parties ni play omu role a ensi electoral commission ne kwan so obekoso aye na dwuma ne ekire ne se oman ne de ne wure ahye electoral commission ni mu se empo yakwa akoda e wo se timinya hotoso se Ghana's Electoral Commission ebe conduct election e declare results a eye kroje. Te se ne wo hospital a wonya doctor ni nti. Ne doctor be ye bia wo gididie. Ne osifa bia fa eduro bi osifa bia fa obefa. Ne osi ye bia wo be ye no. Wo ahotoso bi woni mu se we no ya tete no ya gina tum wako school wa ye ne exams ya so na hwe ya hunu se ose fatase e friend no doctor enu ntie de na body ni ama no ane asoma no so omra hospital ha sa di pay okase me famity wo ho kura me de be ho eye sa ahotoso no ena state no e de ahye electoral commission mu enti easy se party bi ni pink sheets a ensese wo ebe gina ho kase wo ni pink sheets. I was you should be able to develop your systems in such a way, say, or source document in it, dear. We generate ya or backup. Never send MP before scan copies. Now we electoral commission who ni be or scanning where he or scanning where he police station hall. Now is who may be a echi. Moye bia yechi Ablekuma North de I expose isi we pa apa isi no hontoma especially when it comes to competence. The EC hasn't shown competence regarding this Ablekuma North matter. Na munim se mo be rerun. And I'm how many months as a whole institution, you have the benefit of data. It has taken you 7 months and sana wo ba dum pempen so beka se me kwa rerun e 19 polling stations. All this while, this whole institution Bacho presiding officers na omo be verify scan copies no na omo to kwan free Ghana ha na se na omo to kwan na omo Ghana ha. How long did it take electoral commission to find out from the presiding officers from these 19 polling stations se near womo e kan near parties ni kan omo gitu mu ana? How long did it take them? Edi na watche dodo saying and sign electoral commission etimi ehunu presiding officer bia na wo omo 19 polling stations wo busa wo mo se MPP ni NDC se pink sheet and scan copy omo gitum na mo so mo hunu ni saying how long did it take the EC to do this verification and ne omo ka kire se omo kwaya rerun because Omo officers entimi and verify 19 out of the 37. That bang no mu ade we.
EpaHoaDaben.
Na se wode and someone Dr. Bosmanasari ekokan ye wo parliament. Ade tutu isi statement ya enra omo de ba ye ho a. Se obi efa sa 2 statements no enko na o develop a petition so the common president said on the basis of contradiction na ECI exhibiting or parliament any one public statement mu 1 omo twantra kire Ghana for 2 omo nye transparent 3 omo show gross incompetence into president gina saniema we mi ensa so na fa yi Jimensa ene ne deputies kwa nipa no waye bone. We anya corruption asem. We anya procurement asem. Ena enye se Jimensa ne deputies omontamo ngo. We ye adwuma na ye de ama wo sai ye no. Wo ye ne sen. we emfa misconduct ho ana emfa ho ba bia we the core job of organizing and delivering an election. And only the first mandate of the EC. Until the two senior yembusa say, I saw young commissioners see almost as a fatasa yebeko so more matchna honum no mayo maduma na. Yen fable kuma north pet and yen in so. Mam wayen na mam wa mo honso. Mam wayen. Mam wa the good people of Ablekuma North. Me die me dwene ho a still menti ase. January. We dey enfane say from 8th January. Yen shall free December mpo. From December 2025 January, February, March, April, May, June. July 2nd. And sana easy realize say me presiding officers krampono. Sa 37 na me say makolete wi aka3 no emu 19 omuntimi verify all this while inti aka3 no na efrihin aka3 no na efrihin. There won't be rerun. It is out of the question. Na efrihin. Na rerun na abayin suso. Ehin de free. Because media, I am struggling to make sense out of the whole situation. Semede ne womo ankasa keka etoto ne na womo ka ho a. Medwene ho a. Menti ase.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Baby, when you say first na ye binumu ye shut down pe politics. Ye say politics for no manyo made entomunye. But na mumu binumu so nti enyina ye ni agi say ye beboa ma oman na akoso. Na ebo 1 o'clock pe na wa ye lawyer ma oman na lawyer for enyina pon akofia koda. Nyamishra.
Etoda, wo kontimi do champagne pa. Nanso, usike kura wo no. Na ye juice ene betumi ato. So pese wo kura mre kura sika. Na udwumadi a wudie, won mo a wonim dwumadie no. Etimi dima wo ewo bra bode emfidie a esefata edi dwuma ne dia. Ene ha ho kura. Isanze E-Productions. Ya be sort you out. Frey. So open studio and production equipment rental. Emfidie a ye di twa sene ahodo nyina no. Ye betimi dibia famo. Corporate and social videography. Se wudu dwumabie a wo pese otwe egun homa so. Frey. TV commercials, se wo ton niema na pese amanfo ehunu e wa kasamfoni so. Frey. Documentaries, frey. Photography, any live streaming, se wo twamfoni kama pa. Anaze wo di dwumabie na pese brekro no mu a obi biara etimi hunu. Frey. Why nyom na pese oye nyom no ho akasamfoni a. Frey. Jingle, IVR, any voiceover production. Frey. Short and long film. Frey. Yetete phone homanie 0242 755 323. Ana 0302 254 858. Ana se hwie kira kwan. Yewo Asylum Down. Ye ben Happy 98.9 FM. E-Productions. Capture the moment.
EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben.
Everywhere you go, big go for the friends and the family. Big go, big refreshing moment. Big go for the kids and the adults. Big go, boys and girls with a drink. Big go, everywhere the party day. Big go. refreshing moment.
Beagle Drink. Big refreshing moment. Another quality product from Trillium Industries. This advert is FDA approved.
EpaHoaDaben Sinupi and Okre Eyebakupe.
Dan Neko. A Dan Neko. Dan Neko. A Dan Neko.
EpaHoaDaben.
Dan Neko. A Dan Neko.
What in say a name na so se busa said then na airco e social media no so issues ben and na air dominate social media conversation no and Joel akwakodi baby nti wayi ne kawa no e de ahye Prince Nana entwibu asiakon ya wote ne nka e wo happy kase ebo no so Prince of Goals me sana me friend ofia Prince of Goals unia
Man BB.
me mo ha
Yeah, BB.
one time ma show you so yeah Taibra
The Kukusi Imperial.
We dey nyumre no nsia
Aye, so pepe.
we na den na man for say call e socials no so
BB, the social media there as well the papa. Yes, I'm getting.
bomi mu na me call ho kra
And don't call home. And I'm sure for more. Now, BB, the social media no so no. And someone trending, someone cost no.
Sir.
Say yes, I say you go on back na my TV for me say yes and that's why the pa.
Say social media I am man for personal TV.
Me na catch no.
Me can the last time I met na TV who say me hate TV.
Say go for say wonya data pe.
Oh, where we?
Now go na say TikTok or say Facebook.
So swipe videos.
Yes, I'm getting.
Now, the first issue here dey.
Maybe only say aban baye.
Yeah.
Issue be by about school feeding.
Ampa.
Ana omo hofo front na let buy say ni omo konko tanchen. Na yem pefo fro elfa emombra.
We not take so on you.
Sa pepe by ho fraba. Na bibi so ko piemu ewo bono mantam no mu a. Enka ne former deputy treasurer Emma NDC amanyokuo no.
Okay.
One ne ba. Ne baba. Ene ni omamode akọ portrait farm akọpa kokokosua ene creative akọ.
Okay.
Ape snap aka ho. Ape kotokuro ede aka ho se kan pa. Adan ya
omo de snap no kwachi nkosua no mo no kwere.
Say asa ape se kan aka ho.
Kosua create. Snap. Ena se kan. Kotokuro pa ya sia no. Hey. Tu video na ba say bro mo ba yen kokko na kokko ni. Bra Facebook na be hewe ni so ade.
E to kosua create no.
Minya sound yan ke be me de.
E no kra mo no.
Kosua create ni.
No kra no. E na sa ko ta be ba no. Na se kan da so
kan na baby ama me ne se kan da ne hu.
Say o chini say to be call ba ni.
Ni bo chini ba ni tie free ho. Bra Facebook na be he.
E za mo no.
Na e den na sienti a o mu kra nkosua ni snap ni kotokuro yi.
Bibi the yes na ne say my mean the be chire mu a. School feeding program na say course obuno mantem ho no. Oni le be na o sanke de momo. Sa so ma sumendi sa manyoko ne pa. Wa be deputy treasurer ama manyoko no.
E wo region ho.
E wo obuno region ho. Afi e ba do de ne ba ya. Ne ye ya fa ne ko ho. E de akoma na bi e friend Rose Ankama. Plus na Rose ikra potama ye nimu no. Oh, buno mantama ye nimu no.
Wan brebi.
Dabi. Wanya campaign.
Wanto Bahama is the whole
Dabi. Want to be.
But for Babeji, want to separate
want to be.
And I want to be
Dabi. And so no now.
We are chatting the on when
oh, school feed they are selling sa. I just want to have no aduane or bofu krom ho no mo. E be friend bofu krom.
Okay.
Just a hono no kwa ko no aduane dia mamma fra no ne ade ma me say we.
Ompere.
Dabi.
Into odi nkosua ne ye den.
Obo NDC amanyoko ni mpanifo dua titi no mamo obo no mantem. Ebi edunu no. Ana afi NDC Bono regional chairman.
Obo ne dua ni bi.
Obo ne dua. Oso na hya ase a o ma de na fa ne kon akodi ma me rules ne nchen. Interest was sama de ma na nanom abosom de a. Na say omo a eni ne de ese de okopiem obo no ho de a.
Na nkosua create ne de bodua.
Say na bia abosom ne doso.
Na duabo a ye gba camera sisu de be adwuma.
Say de say omo wo say na de abre.
Na say dua a oboyi. First of all, snap no crash about to na da kam ye nyimpi. Ana nkosua no so create.
Pepe.
Inti ntrene no obo anase wo bodua no.
O din ka bom ntrene na mo say de me kwa akwaye nie.
Eto wi a bodua ye hu dede.
E announcement dia bo anase. Kotokoro no so emu no. Ko ano na say people na the Italian no. Red no so na Italian no kama to be very fresh.
Aha na red carpet.
Red carpet.
Afa na be ko event na kasa.
They said there Bono regional chairman ma NDC amanyoko no. Titu and afi Bono regional de ohwe school feeding so. NDC pen for more Bono mantam. They said the duabon nti na ye create no. Obi abeje baako.
Obi abeje ne de bia.
Baako.
Na ni abere nti bia obi abeje one line.
Sa pepepe. Te ne bo di a. No de odi ama. Na
school feeding hu duabon.
School feeding hu duabon no.
Ye hwese duabon ne ba ye adwuma dia.
Se be for say didija wo yi.
Ene ni mu na nenam. Ene ampa.
To no chese wa ye adwuma deputy treasurer ye adwuma na se ba school feeding na sabe. Do ye ma duhwam no.
School feeding me sanka yi women organizers yi ni emu an ye de ma wo. No mo say Rose Ankama no de
Rose Ankama do se chese on free chrome hokra mu nnim ne ba bia.
Isi anso be free Rose nso be kiro niam a waya man DC so.
Unima. I say duabo. Abamo enya di hu komo pa. Me say wo call social media no so bibi. Enya asam ketwa. Ebi mu chese wo mo, ebi so chese we fa so bia ni so. Emfa hwe ma. I say no so e ya de ba ko an. E ko so. Na bibi. Ene ma se bedwa fie ye de pa.
Sa.
Na onim say ye ka say India Prime Minister.
Oh ampa.
No bedu o man no. Edina ni ade ko so kama pa. Na ene okoma se bedwa fie ni mpanifo kodi nkomo ne ade a na yewu yansa ase ma se bedwa ni
bi ansa na be kana man for mra Facebook me hwe ne obi yi ana
obo ya mra Facebook
hey ene ma for dresses say dia for papa
bibi say o hwe ma se bedwa fo mo say papa bi sinfin fo ba bi India ni bi aba ma se bedwa fo mo say na Ghana de ni say ma se bedwa fie de Ghana fo nko na India ni bi abeshemu yi yankwa hwe nanimu a ma se bedwa ni oje mo man fo mo atmoda Alexander kwesi akwa no
ono bo kwesi akwa
no agini India tade
hwe ne che no
me catchro na baby so bubani light bubani mo maso
ne he
inse for na sa India fo nyum ba ko no
se omo yes no mo so mutisi
just say
in the spirit of a bilateral relationship with India into addresses nice one
that on Facebook this one where they just get
I'm a boss rena so many it's Indian Prime Minister so na otu hu bi wow me sure say na ni beji so
I'm speak across who said orafia onya India obekọ to the one track out on one Simon no we go India ko to aso ho I say ni gise bibracho so o kire odo a eda Ghana and India entamu a enya asem ketwa
odo de eda entamu
ba odo no wo
there is a growing Indian population in Ghana ha
sure
me say wait mami nso je India
so when me say bia owura fie nkom hu say mami nso say one side
wow
I just so yin anim I say wo na hwa ye de
wo say ye ni ma hoho ye pa
sure
yenim say na agi ahoho you know we are showing
hospitality
top talents that's right
hospitality and yeah
me sure say Indian Prime Minister no call be kai say o call Ghana Parliament no ebi mu kra dress to say India for the man akwa ba
sa I just say and also when you some people social media no so trend the power na bibi
Prince
and issue ba ko a me say that teye trend pa say what the time be no co pressure no co nice so what agrada this issue
why then
bibi
and none of call national prayer and thanksgiving no ko bibi mu ana
one question
for kan
wa na Yohana babeto dwa se enne eye enkan circuit court ebe kwa asetena
okay
na ni na no se agada afimpenu ene aduonu mienu 2020 October bosumi no ne da toso 2022
okay
October bosu na toso nson
okay
and agada so ba be all night na all night no ba be ye no ne church members no obebo sika ho e de amomo
papa okọ na sorry ni bi mu mani nti papa okọ agrada sorry ni bi
ene asemato no obebo ho de amomo ene ne asori mai Free tiffy.
Omofom
sikamra no mo ho fam omo all night.
Money doubling scam.
Me catch no. Alfa mo koya agada jijom sika ne bi. We ni age 2000. Say no man for ne can no. 2000, we dey 3000, we dey say. Ya be bon ho ama me. Omo hwe ni mu a emo ho na ama.
All night no.
All night na se 2022 ase na make.
Sika gari.
We dey gari na and two. And ne court kwa asetna. Ya hyesa agrada enkoko da efiase efisia baako edunum.
Efiase abem
15 years bibi. Aka secute court.
Anti Musa agrada be kwa efiase.
Agrada ekoda efiase 15 good years with hard labor. Krasa sosoma no.
Only option to pay ana.
Dabi. Wabra otemuafo efre no eye Evelyn Asamoah. Anna Evelyn Asamoah etina egwam no. Odika say yemfa agrada anko police hospital. Na yemko pregnancy test. Ehwe say onyemu ana.
Ye de oba akoto afiase a routine. Nti wo ba Facebook agrada emra wo free court no video no na etwagwe.
Gene white.
Wo mo omudidi ni nchen ma na hu omuni nyina CID for. Aha, ena we so wan hye na wege no.
Ohye koi
ba wo pia free court no. Oh, court was a wig. Oh, no address come on any makeup. You bought a so we are wigging it too. Tell me a car so on pregnancy test no and 2 regular. I finish flash I said, hey, a fabulous 50 tino to the wig. No co nice. No co pressure. I'm so close, there's so close to 7 days. So I say no co prison. No co prison. I go no co prison. Then go for budget number so. And chene ni pedia
they say agrada de
asema ko kodemu ampampa
15 years agrada kodem 15 years
and enyo no na ye oka who say woman no dey
woman empowerment woman power
never he
woman power I say nei
abi ku achi kakra aha no opagya ne ti no I can imagine your kan woni na adwene mu o de hwe ha no o si from one
no pagya ni
ti no to say
asama to me
winim o pagya ni ti winim yo ne ho asem ma ni team first empress gift
EpaHoaDaben
onipa ne ho asem ba si ni team first gift
enyame that's what say that show we be to Facebook kra
what's it there
but show we be to be ka say on call original who aso be show be to confess asem ye di loto
ti mo say agrada ko afiase
say agrada ko 15 years bibi agrada ko 15 years just say ukọ Facebook ne so dia omo mo bo judge abaso bo na baso omo ebi ukọ ebo aban impo abaso say dia from 2022
ampa
aban da ya tra won sa magada fankrofo sika edi na say nei aban fo fraba na aban ba ya onya afe watumi ahwa ma agrada ko 15 years dia na say no co new government, no co pressure,
and also
no co prison,
and then the hashtag,
no co fine. And that's a good one. And then they are die say papa. Oh, so to hope cinema ni bini. Also the law is the law. Na atia vi no minimum no pay atia vi.
Ekro. Honofi.
Oh, okay. Ti no betro say atia vi. The law is the law.
Yeah.
I know that betro say the town for the braves.
Yes.
I see.
Honofi.
Hey. No be say so who is going to entertain us now? I got there.
Only a woman in fan smartphone in co prison. A woman herself offer the phone corner at least. So utie judgment in any send your call ya. Ya convicted agrada for charlatanic advertisement and obtaining money by false pretenses and operating a money doubling scam. And yema akasia mi insane. Ena court ni gina so eka se agrada edifo enti charlatanic advertisement yaka so bi eye charlatana ne wose wo ye no onye sanipa no enti ode nada ode intro fraud frakadam kwan so eton biribi ma wo na wɔde atimi anya wo agye wo sika nti yɛsɛ asɔfo ni bi wɔ hɔ mo yɛ charlatans na kyerɛ sɛ wɔn no yɛnyɛ nyame na afrɛ wɔn wɔn de ato wɔn ho so na wɔn de daadaa kra de gye nkɔfoɔ nsɛm sika nti ɛno ne ɛyɛ charlatanic advertisement and there are such people on TV or any social media
a lot
omugu a omo keka nsɛm bebree anya no
miss call kro mu nya bi nso na me afrom no mo dada saa
ɛna ɛyɛ money doubling scam a wɔyɛ sika gari na wɔyɛ sika gari wɔ abusum fie ɛnɛ wo so abɛyɛ sɔfo na okɔ asɔre dem na oyɛ all night a wo se mo first camera na me mo ma na me bo na Ghana for nankasa ne ha yɛn
ita ne nkɔfo bi sɛ na nkɔfo ko mo yɛ AI generated ana
udwini wo a wɔn tiase
because obi a 777 me sɛ me kan konfo or the dadai or sinya me afrem ba be sofo no you see sa comfort tactics no a
bi ma
o say makodi me sika akoma ne say onbo hon fama me den
well
this say the agada
na esiama be
champion
esiama be den
also ba no ahwe suit no paper no de ba yo
esiama be den
say na so no na be hwe so
15 years
yes them 50 years to 2040
nti agrada wantena ne Land Cruiser nim
dabi
we police for pick up
police pick up
Land
Cruiser wan fa anko so call 15 good years
enche na emra dani o
with hard labor
ni prayer shawl so ne gu ne
kom no yi so kwa na say chofo bi say na ma me say wo kwe den na o ka tro aso no ma o say mpai bo no a mpai bo no a ka kire wo nua say they say dear asema to no
never ne sen
no co prison
no co nice
no co pressure
oh no co pressure than no co prison oh
reho
but etimi so ye afidio
sir
because what they young nkofo bebre a omo fa ne nkɔ court
yeah
enti say wakɔ aye all night na wosim nkofo first camera ne double ma omo benye sure say omo di obisi kani nyina kɔ ye ne kɔ
dabi
otiase
yeah
omo ani abie kakra omo ten nsɛm ni bi ase no ene decided so omo di asɛm no be kɔ enti etimi kura nso ye afidi sum because enim si ebenyawo
yeah
so otiase
sir
ena won so ade na ye odenti de bia money doubling me double sika wa sɔre dem anka
oh ngene Ghana fo na yi
e double sika wa sɔre dem
de bi mu 2000 3000 4000 ko anko pe business nye okodobo
no because o mpa adwumaden o padufude well
Bibi
Prince
eno na me fa last one kan
na wo so na eja yenko anim na
Bibi ye ka say de omo call suapon first year student no he said de ataju format den ne omadi ajepa he said o ko Facebook ne so a omo jomani tusire nyasam keto akra ni na no say ade a Ghana man pani John Mahama promise first year students na me ado no oba be man pani a
okay
no fee stress initiative
that's right
ama first year student na fees no betua bibi ene America say aba beto dwa asem of 15,000
okay
omonsa kom sika no
oh sir
na so ba na 2,995
sika no
sika ba 2,000
na school fees no
enso they must so tria fees be 3,000 and 3,500 and I buy about 2,995.
Oh, say ne so ateka no so
what is so? To mama fa na ni age
find out average fees for a first year tertiary student in a public university. So in a public university for nkwa benefit.
Yeah.
Until let's find out the average school fees for a first year student to a public university. Na yen say near abanye tua wo mu no ekwa animu a okay we say 2,995 Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
Mr. Dodo na so fees no will hover around 3,000.
Bibi me fan say me say me tua 3,500.
Okay.
Na bia wo ma me. First time me tua 3,500.
Okay, yeah ben.
Ye ka say ya me kan wo a say omo saka no ba me dia mai.
Ka sa ba. Okay, university ben.
GIG.
GIG, okay,
Yeah,
sir.
that is Unimark.
Okay.
It's a Unimark.
Okay, no credit.
Yeah. We try 3,500. This a banker so mommy 2,995. That's a become a 505 city.
Oh, wabwa.
Yeah,
wabwa. But a buying so a campaign one can't so be to a BJB.
And only comments in command echoes on social media no.
One casao.
And then command echoes no.
What's it no
fee stress. This may try 3,500. Me expect to say within this week, me nyame 3,500. This a boss am kobo ya. Me di wechi kobo ya. Me kwa good. Yes, o mama.
Because omo pre-finance me boa.
Yeah.
Omo di kan tua.
Di kan tua.
Because time we be a school, ne time asika ba di anka.
Na budget no kra ma. Nti di kan tua.
Nti se utua 35 na na amount 2,995. Oh, then they say ne waboka.
Ti maboka 505 cedi.
Oh, there be we there.
Eti no be the day.
O se mo kwaje mo sasa.
O se kwaje yes. Say e channel be launch initiative no. E wo Kofodia.
Nti ahead of the initiative, the launch no mo tue ska no.
Mo tue 15,000.
Yeah, and I be a omo the way prakwam omo launch wi ano mo de ne aka.
No de aka be so so na. E channel we was Felix Kwachu for super trend wan ka say bia a half and I say a quarter and I say.
Okay.
Or say update ye tue ni per 15,000 sika mo. Ba omo sa come the messages e ba no de obia de abia 2,995. I say aka 500 a dear na a socialize I pepe. Enti bibi ene ma across Facebook ni social media no.
Wa me da se bebre. Me da se papa na enwumre no nsia so obete Prince nka e wo happy kase no so emra ye de enwumre die no ebre wo. Na me no kase eye Supreme Court Justice sa Mampani eye John Dramani Mahama e pa wo mo se wo mo ko Supreme Court no ade a yeso e wo mo in nti yenko eye Jubilee House for some few minutes na yes Ambra.
We pray that the good Lord gives us the strength to do this job given us. May God bless our homeland Ghana and bless us all. Thank you.
EpaHoaDaben.
I think we can do it better. We can do it better. Thank you very, very much for those reassuring words. We have photo session now. So this is how we're going to do it, please. We'll have His Excellency the President, the Vice President, and Acting Chief Justice.
Okay, so just gone by the swearing in of the 7 justices nominated to serve on the Supreme Court. Jumediano Abba Newiye Asamre Omo Eko Akwayo Omo Ewo Supreme Court. Also as part of the background, a minority for a war a committee no so decided to reject a nominee and there is history to rejection of a Supreme Court nominees as far as the vetting committee is concerned. But in the last administration, there were 2 justices. President Akufo-Addo nominated one NDC minority at the time, rejected one more. And now I say all 7 were rejected by the NPP minority. But of course, if you look at numbers, the NDC would always have their way in terms of voting and ensuring that near isiman penye so no ebetimi abemu. Inti they have been approved, and the president just went through a ceremony to swear them in, and they are cleared to go and serve on the Supreme Court. 98.9 FM EpaHoaDaben Jumedie enie na yeto ankomo no so yebekwa homa no so ne Dr. Evans Nunu Edin Komo. He's an economist. We want to take a look at the 24H plus policy. His Excellency the President Edi Enimu Elonche Enra. The 24-hour economy one big campaign promise. In fact, NDC flagship campaign promise omo ede convince Ghana for near to abade ma omo this 24 H plus policy or de aba said the enra in chirichirimu ne ba from the president and from the head of the secretariat, you know, a bit me aboa o mine no. We na the game changer send enra mampani e chirichirimu no ana. Amekwa homa no so na me ne Dr. Kojo Nunu in Nkomo. He's an economist and Brano he helps us unpack and analyze some of these policies. Dr. Nunu Temenka, happy FM Sunye. Many thanks for your time, ABA.
Yo, medasna metia etiefo ina so.
Ejiri sa hoden wo hode.
Nyame adom ye ho ye pa.
Ye do ba de ase. Enra ejabo 24-hour economy amanfo ahwe animu pa. One of the most politically analyzed policies are party bidiaba anyway. We senior NPP for a criticize policy way. Emra mampanin di kan de betu dwa se o de bibisa aba na utie nkomo a akoso from policy analysts na economists ahodo a na yenyina ye wo atwenye mu hwe policy document no any direction potin a 24-hour economy no ebefa enra ya launch mampani akyerem se ewo subsectors bebre se wo grow 24 ye wo make 24 ye wo connect 24 ne hunkro ne ba from baby a wotie ne se ne woten nsemo no policy ne se ne ya kyerem no emiti wo expectation ana doc.
Yes, policy no we share intention ne adua tinupo echeche na kama na in terms of expectation no I think that okay my position has been the implementation strategy, how we are strategizing to roll it out fully, because see, you can come out with good policies, but if you are not strategic in terms of how you are going to implement it, so far the abani Kenya another thing is that no manner all cano coming dia anka or tremu kwaya yen to me yeno during the day, but in the night most of the things we want to do in the night. I didn't yen to me in the day, but in the night. What I want to say is that the work in a kama, a Greek, whatever, ni na nice. But is it the case that the young 24-hour economy yen to me na? And so I want to compare or to me establish a link no. Why yen to me no my yenanka yama daytime no any busier. Nanka ebia and one can trigger the 24-hour economy we are talking about. Because we share countries besides China, Tokyo, New York, probably Dubai, all these nations, and even some parts of UK, no, have good night economies, or more experience 24-hour economy. But what you would realize is that they did not intentionally create it as well. They took initiatives to augment it because it was a case that demand, based on other factors, you know, it erupted organically. And then they took certain initiatives to get the desired results from that or the desired aspect of it. For example, Ghana, cocoa board. Cocoa board na ye wano. And you say, you say, you produce cocoa, you create cocoa board, the case is that you cocoa that you go that a gold board. So let's forget about cocoa board. I have a gold board. The thing is that we have gold. Production of gold is ongoing. And based on that, you know, you take initiative, you create a gold board so that we can get the best out of the gold production, the extractive sector. In that same manner, there are other nations that based on the high demand for goods and services and the fact that they export a lot, there was a need for a 24-hour economy. Not that they wanted to force it into being, but it was just, it erupted organically, and they created initiatives like we are also trying to do. I mean, they produced or they provided the requisite fundamentals to sustain it. In our case, it is almost as if it is not there, but we want it to be there. It is good. But because that has not been the trend, we ought to be extra strategic so that we can get it into being.
Okasa, we have to be extra strategic. Now, we patch the same party, and here now we identify strategic gaps.
So, what Tikakrana, one more see between the Diana, cost now, we will need about $4 billion.
$4 billion, yes.
Now, $4 billion, and the government is will provide about $300 million seed money, right?
Yes.
Yes. And that is supposed to be spread over a period of about 5 years. But the government, as it were, would spend about 4 years in office.
Okay.
And so it isn't going beyond their tenure. That means that if you don't do it well, if you are not in good level, and no bit me sustaining now, and it is a case that even if NDC government still continues to be in office, it might not be the same set of people. The ABN officials biano many so adihunu. And the MMA can say because any organic, it's the case that it is being an offshoot of a flamboyant economy, or is the case that Ghana's economy is just overgrowing and there's that shift or that overflow into the night. In this case, the day is not too busy, but we are trying to make the night busy. So if the day is not too busy already, and you want to make the night busy, it means like something you are intentionally creating. And to be able to create it well and sustain it, we need further strategic thinking. So it doesn't just go beyond the rhetoric. You would have to put in place stages of strategic implementation so that you would get the desired result you are looking for. And that is all that I'm saying. To say, created here. And yes, saying you may agree. You may say, it's good. It shows how solid the intentions are. But the full details of the report, yes, I'm kind of idea. But how are we going to achieve that? So yes, they brought various stages of various phases of it. But let us see solid, concrete roadmap going into the next years ahead.
My main pick thoughts on some of the specifics. I mean, Busa say, Ebiana, when you pass one, say, Ebiana unhuno, when I mean, Busa say, if it meets near Woheno as explanation. For instance, offer one more sub sectors and as a sub programs under the whole 24H Plus Foundation now. Ochira also will be to say Grow 24. And only an agricultural model. Or say almost the barber revitalize agricultural value chains through initiatives like Eden Volta, which aims to transform the Volta Basin into West Africa's bread basket. A Shekpong, an urban farming scheme for Ghana's cities. Or Make 24, or say a Nobel developing 50 industrial parks and position Ghana as a manufacturing hub for West Africa. Or Build 24 and a Connect 24. Ebe provided the necessary infrastructure, including air cargo hubs, inland water transport systems, and cold chain logistics. We address gaps now or can one seminar.
Let's reason together.
Okay.
That's a way you ordinarily, a bebwa night activity, but these things by themselves, are they going to take place in the night or in the day? Let's say irrigation, are we going to do it in the night intentionally, or we are doing those things so that the other things we do in the night can be sustained? I don't know whether you are getting my drift.
I'm getting your point.
Good. So,
so say Grow 24 na a great model. Is he saying say a Grow 24 ninti and I do the sum krana near where fomo a fuana? Is that the question?
Exactly. So though yet be a good, a better. But what I'm saying is that how is he linking that to the 24-hour economy, is it the case that those models themselves are going to be implemented in the night? And I say it will be in the day, but we are hoping that the industrialization aspect of it would happen in the night. So, for example, if you see factories a year we use near there, agricultural area fruit. Agricultural area fruit. Are we saying that in terms of growing the fruit, in terms of planting the trees, it is going to be done in the day, but the industrial aspect of it will be done in the night? And if even the industrial aspect of it will be done in the night, why in the night? Is it the case that the day is exhausted, and so we have to do it in the night? So what I'm saying is that the model is good. The 24-hour economy is good. The intention behind it is good. But what I'm trying to establish is that in their report, all that are any solid correlation between those models and the night thing we are talking about. Otherwise, all these things we are talking about could easily be said during the day, because yes, we are providing incentives and light very free near the day just to make sure that there is night economy. But somebody would also ask, say, is it the case that the day is too busy that it cannot contain all these things? And I'm not saying say you're wrong, say because say 24 hours. I support it 100%. It's a good idea. Now what is lacking is that we have not been able to establish good correlation between all these models and our quest to do it in the night. Otherwise, we we intentionally want to do something in the night for the 21 economy policy, 24-hour economy policy to be implemented. Like but we should go beyond that. We should establish why we will make the day busier than usual, just for the night to also be busy. Because obviously you have a day, and naturally people are supposed to work in the day. And so you cannot intentionally sleep in the day and by force go and work in the night. So if we are establishing these models, these are supposed to augment the policy, which the policy in itself is good. I support it 100%. It will help us. It will help us to create jobs. It will boost economic activities, which will trigger economic growth. I like it. But what, as a people, we have not been able to do for now is that we've not been able to establish that solid correlation between the models we are propounding and the 24-hour economy. I mean, specifically the night economy. If we are able to tell why the day has been exhausted, and so everything should be shifted in the night, then we are good to go.
Sir Utie, the head of strategy and programs at 24H Plus Secretariat, it appears, sir, and you hear also from the president, sir, the focus is indeed job creation and enhancing exports. In say, yebe increase local production. The increase in local production ebe create more jobs. Na ye increase local production inti ni ebe time nye bi export. Now ochiremu eka se sa correlation na wo hwehwe no. Osan so chiremu se models ni nyina ye truly synergized and inter related. Na utie president ni chiremu a ose grow 24 no say you know. Ye fuo na mfudie ne ba no na agro processing factories a ebe processes a na eme enso ye adwuma na ye hunu se factories ni bi wo ho no mo a wo mo capacity no eso chain materials raw materials wo munya into grow 24-hour agriculture no ebe ensure say they are getting raw materials around the clock na ama wo mo akoso ye adwuma around the clock. We know, doesn't it establish it for you clearly?
Okay, to a large extent, with that aspect of production, I think it does. And so, what I would want us to do as a people is to, like we are saying, is to be able to really say why the and which of them are just supplementary. That is, which of them are going to be auxiliary measures to ensure the full implementation of the night economy. The reason I'm saying that is that it will be strange. So, I am only being curious and to say that the 24-hour economy secretariat must do better by explaining the correlation between all the models and the night economy, so that we are all clear in our mind. Say, okay, if you are this aspect, that aspect, this aspect, that aspect, if you are night economy, but and yes, if you are almost operating the night, but we expect these aspects of it that fully they will be operating day and night. Otherwise, it will be like we are not too sure of the way forward.
Do I get the impression from you, sir, the unclear nature of the policy? Emra na omoye campaign no. Eda so ewo honomo even after Oma launch a policy no. It appears that the 24-hour economy is still not clear to amanfo bebre. Send enye clear emra no omoye campaign. Is that the impression I get?
Yes, of course, because also, like I'm saying, all over the world, maybe a 24-hour economy will be it's anchored by excessive demand. Whether they're putting domestic demand and international foreign demand, that is export and import, or export and domestic production together. So, Ebia, Ghana, no matter what you produce, you don't go to president Canada. And a young so we phone to be here be area normal. Into the idea to me phone be here, and the other common and man that will form the total demand for the produced goods and services or whatever it is. But then, start here. Remember, you who say be a demand nabroso into what they call an ajoa. A very difficult crack. And I'm sure that is also one of the reasons that Emma are then yet too clear no. And we are also being cautious because in the past we had implemented policies to say one district, one factory, one district, one dam. And all those things are now the intention is good and clear. But if we are here, no, you budget a call for no maybe on me. Now, see, yesterday about 300 billion and efforts here. Now you're spreading 4 billion over 5-year period. So how are we going to make sure that production will be so excessive that we have to go into the night right from the beginning? And is it the case that as we speak, we will start in the day, and ABR first phase, will be the normal daytime thing. ABR going into the second phase, ABR year 2. Now, yesterday demand, they will say ABR demand no so. And they will say because you cannot just do anything because you want to do something. And that's why I'm saying that yes, 24-hour economy, the intention behind it is solid. I really like it. It's a good initiative. But the way forward, the implementation strategy is quite scanty. So we still need better and better particulars, the phases of it. We cannot just stand up and go and pray in the night. We should start and make sure that the day is exhausted, maybe because of the way demand is. Let me give you a typical example. Mm-hmm. I don't intend to do adverts. Now, if you're to worry, let's end it. But when you could juice or whatever it is.
Yeah, you could use.
Yes. Can we say that our market be brema? One more demand, abroswa, we also produce day and night. It's a question I'm only asking. It's a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
I don't need an answer.
Okay.
So it could be that we are setting passing all right. The ABN demand,
form.
And yet, I also to produce for the years to come. And what I'm saying is that they have to give us a clear idea. Say ABN, for. We are not doing things just for doing sake. So ABN shot here this year. But because the daytime is also important, we cannot just make the day idle to make the night busy. We are starting the first phase of it. Everything will be the day. We study the demand. If it's that exceeding our expectation, then or the capacity of the plant during the day, then we move into the night. So we are starting with the hope that we'll be able to move into the night. Then they tell us the way forward, how that is going to be done. But if we say that we are going to do farming, if we are going to produce food crops, if we are going to construct roads and all of that, and that is supposed to be part of the 24-hour economy, these are good ideas. I mean, infrastructure is good. Agri is good. Production is good. All of that is good. But why the night? So that is, I'm still saying that the secretariat must do us this favor of giving us that solid correlation between what they want to do and why it should be in the night. I mean, the correlation with how to correlate it to the night, and then the phases of it, how they are going to implement it, because it will be surprising that people are not getting jobs to do in the day, but you want them to do it in the night when the day is idle. So these are some of the things we seek to probe. But that notwithstanding, this 24-hour economy thing, if properly done, will be one of the best things to have happened to this country. I mean, in terms of infrastructural boost, in terms of export, that will boost our currency, that is to bring in more foreign currencies, international reserves. In terms of economic growth, development, I mean, splendid. Job creation, splendid. But let's be clear, let's be that explicit with the nitty-gritty in terms of the way forward.
Okay. And during the launch, I heard a lot about the voter leak and then the economic potential. And under the Grow 24, almost say what the Grow 24 neighbor revitalize agriculture value chains through initiatives like Aiding Voter, which aims to transform the voter basin into West Africa's breakfast, bread breakfast. Mampenin dwelling a lot more on the voter lake, the economic potential, and the foresight or Sajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Hunuye, and Osusu say you develop the lands along the voter lake into agricultural lands, irrigation, ebetimia koso ama. We can have farming going on 24 hours. We can have aquaculture going on. Na ya sanso ahwe kwan voter lake no so betimi alpha transportation linking us to your neighboring countries. No more a share lake, Is this a very strong economic potential as of mine you betimi tap into? Do you see some realistic economic potential be wo more voter lake ni betimi di amagana?
Yes, I do. I think he's right. The all kind of no makes sense, a lot of sense. I mean, a resource the war. You see, and look at what happened. You see, there's one district, one dam here. If there's in because of proximity, into Yamoka Bebre, between irrigated land, arable lands, and Omanoma. I don't think, sir, we should play with it. It is something we should give more serious attention to, because the organization 100%. You see, and I agree, in the past, some factories, and I should, I may be wrong, like the sugar factory like this. At a point, we always say raw materials will have a problem. If we joke with agri, we should forget about industry.
Okay.
You see, there is this way of doing things in our part of the world that what you don't want to ask here. For example, you see economics here and say a three-way directional agri, industry, services. Agri, industry, and near services. It will be a raw material.
Agri,
and exactly, it is a industrialization. You want to industrialize by virtue of 24-hour economy. Say, Yama agri, they needed attention. Now, making sure say we are producing enough to serve as raw material to feed the industry, sir. Machines now 50 almost 60. Any supply of raw material, and it also goes down to research and development, because there are species we cry now. A bit because we share one more other nations. Produce very much into industrialization. To produce and we produce pineapple. That no dorsum. Even sugar cane. Sugar cane. More sugar. No so dorsum would be a bit me feed industries better. But who could what they were so area, what in able to do is you be a mayor. Over there, could be the industry now. We even need strong research and development sector side and we go into like probably they can liaise with CSIR. Now I'm gonna go into some of these species. Everything raw materials now in more quantities. We are too natural, good, but sometimes through research, science, we are able to improve all the natural things we have. I'm not saying certain things, but is there any way we can look at those that are in other countries or elsewhere? You bet me there, but after all, Kuku, say in it is an Ghana for the Obin Copper baby by Kuku, and they say if there is any way we can look at the science aspect, the research aspect of it, I bet me improve upon the kind of things we have in this nation, and that would trigger or probably sustain our industries. That would be better. So, I mean, this is a good strategy, but we should be scientific about it, and we should be giving it a deeper thought than we seem to be doing. So yes, the broad areas are good, but I think we need to move deeper and be sure of the way forward.
And be sure of the way forward, you say. Now, or say government will only be a catalyst in terms of funding any financial support for onomwa subscribe to the policy, na or when you say the private sector ebe tiki aban lead, na anka wa take space ni say be ya private sector ne be giafa. With how you see, and for you it is not too clear as to send ye be niamani bebre. I'm not too sure if that could be representative for industry and business there. But do you see the private sector really owning this with explanation about so far? No? At this point, policy is so attractive, say, after buying the initial between 300 and 400 million Ashemuno, ebe incentivize the private sector to now say we want to own this policy.
Yes, the only fear is that if we don't take time, it will weaken the day and make the night stronger. So let me give you a typical example.
Okay.
Your school, meaning the free night call by.
Free night calls.
Free night calls.
Let me show you mobile phone to mine.
On your call. Edwana Jua. Obekona boys phone tarama from home. Your calls. But the calls in every day. Now, what we are saying is that even anajuno opetia. Tax incentives.
Yeah.
Even tariffs in the crowd which are lower than during the day.
Mm-hmm.
If the young one was said, factories, firms, just to take advantage of this, during the day they will not produce, they will relax.
And also,
no much as here. So the tendency for us to weaken the day only to make the night active, is my fear. That is why I'm saying that this policy, you good. But if we don't take time, we will exchange the day for the night. And so we should be very clear. Let me give you what is happening elsewhere.
Okay.
Easily. So what is happening is that places like New York, New York is too heavy in the night. But let's say even in the UK, normally what happens is that there are warehouses and some of their production, especially those that do export.
Yeah.
They normally operate in the night so that in the day distribution can go on. So during Christmas, you realize that you see a lot of these huge trucks transporting minerals, drinks, on our routes. And I'm sure some of during Christmas, because I'm saying Christmas because during Christmas, there is a boom in economic activities. So port will be moving, rice, air drinks, parties near the day. And these companies are forced to operate in the night and transport it during the day. So it boils down to how we are able to create demand for our production, our goods and services, so that with that high demand, you'll be forced to produce both in the day and in the night. But if demand remains the way it is, and we don't create that international appeal for our product, and we still want to go the night, we'll do things in the night, I can assure you that some companies that would want to take advantage of the incentives in the night will not allow employees to operate during the day, but we'll call them into action in the night just to take advantage of the tax incentives and the low tariffs in the night. But if we do that, I said the attackers will Maria won't Nambia. But in terms of output, in terms of growth, in terms of the level of economic activities would remain the same. because nothing much has changed. All that has changed. They say activity area no break. So we should be very careful how we go about it so that we don't discourage activities in the day and encourage it in the night.
Doc, Mami now I say, but Mami movie a little away from 24-hour economy. Now, Mimpeko thoughts on the yet to be implemented Dumsol levy and the reasons Intia Abainso was Sandeba. And when you listen to the GRA, almost say, and I quote, following a thorough review of prevailing market indicators and in line with the government's commitment to ensuring stable economic conditions, the implementation of the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Act 2025, Act 1141, will now commence effective 16th July 2025, unquote. The question I'm busani say, baby, I would see any share el koswa man same jaswono. Now, initially, Abino el withdraw Dumsol levy 1 CD because Israel and Iran had just started a war. And there were potential sebed driving world crude prices up the roof. And let me say, and Tokwana chain in a year who says no. Abai say why a thorough review of prevailing market indicators and those global conditions. And also say it is ripe for the levy to be implemented. Also say we are out of the woods in terms of a possible global phenomenon be able to pushy crude prices up. Now, a distorted buying projections here.
Well, if you look at the kind of ceasefire, especially on the backdrop of the fact that it's been called for by it gives some hope maybe things will be okay, things will be relaxed as much as possible. Now, let's pay attention to the facts. You see, this is the reality on the ground. This is the reality. Adewe, yes, to try ben no. What January free?
No free.
Your core IMF no. One of the main issues are not IMF funny. You want to say your tariffs no any realistic. It's abena abichum kono. My prayer is that you remember. Or you're not just saying or review tariffs no. And I Ghana in the authority ano. And I'll just say but it was on the table saying Cabano ever revise it tariffs no upwards. But Abana said not until the government wasn't in the good books of the people, you know. Now, that alone did not give us that credibility before the IMF and the international community because there were energy sector areas you and the SWA. That areas no far. All the credit and other rating agencies like Fish, Moody's, Bloomberg, will find it very difficult to properly upgrade us. And they listen, they would upgrade us because the reality is that once you have that huge debt hanging around your neck, it means that you can easily default in the future, especially when you resume servicing your debt.
Okay.
Now, my opinion, I mentioned, say, you're very returning to the international credit market. But I can assure you that if we don't deal with this debt, that's the international credit market. Interest rates are back because it will be very risky to loan to Ghana. And the only way you make your credibility across now your credit rating higher so that we receive lower interest rates on the international credit market if we should have the chance to go in any case will be that we deal away, we defray this debt. And how are we going to defray the debt? Because as it stands now, wherever I see tariffs upwards it would affect even the poor the more.
Which has already happened. Yeah, we suffered 2.45% on 1st July. Into upward tariff adjustment in the next year.
Yes, but that is being attributed to what is happening on the international market. I mean, the crude price on the international market. And so it is not as if it is to deal with the debt per se. I don't know whether you get my point.
I get your point.
So this increase is not to deal with the debt per se. It's just an adjustment in response to the international market adjustment.
But some others are of a different thoughts in terms of Sasama working because almost we share the variables are PRC so the increase in tariffs by 2.45%. Indicators in an improvement and warranty an increment. Intino any exchange rate ekoye crude prices on the international market enkosoro. On top of it, a buying inflation or target yenya 18%. Even Krenra say you were just about 14.5% or so, the lowest in so many years. Indicators things are looking good. Inti ebinsu suyene say the 2.45% has been introduced or brought in because of the energy sector debt, because of parameters ne variables are omudigina so no. Uhunu ni sa.
I beg to disagree.
Okay.
Though I might agree to some extent, but the reality is that if you monitor what is happening on the international market, you realize that some award start here no and Brent price, say rise. But because of the fact that your price build up, exchange rate it play major role, no. Into Emma, na yen said that in the effect ni. But for because crude price are stable on the international market all throughout the war period, the short war period now. I beg to differ because I was equally monitoring it. And there were fluctuations, except that we were assured by the government that we had enough stocks. One month a surprise higher after the time the war was ongoing. That was the feedback we got, that we had enough stock because Ebiana yet for stocks no answer. And that's your order. Because normally what happens is that if you order product and it is in the transport chain, I mean, normally fluctuations don't affect it because what order that? We really have the deal that. And so the assurance we were given by the government was that we had enough stocks that now any affected by the current ongoings on the international market. But obviously, anyone who monitored what was happening on the international market can confirm that prices had moved upwards. And so for me, I don't agree to the fact that prices are the same. No, I disagree.
But when you are a country generating mix, depending heavily on gas, and gas and so now use so now cheaper than crude. I didn't think a crude price cost also affect electricity tariffs that much when what you use to generate electricity and more of gas.
Yeah, so I will also not begrudge. I will not deny the fact that obviously they want to do things. I mean, make the tariff, the electricity sector heavier in terms of finances. I will not disagree to the fact that heavier, though I was say adjustment the exact amount of the adjustment I was say back. I will not be surprised if they went a bit overboard. But what I'm saying is that it is also not the case. Now you hear into media, you understand, and no matter how you start it, one thing that seems a bit okay in terms of this levy because it will be the area, including me. But over here, luckily for us, it will know a raw amount, a flat, 1 city, and a percentage, which means that by the next 4 years, even the burden would have been reduced because the world has never been stagnant, including Ghana. It is a word, and 1 city in 2 years' time, 1 city, the value not and yet the same. And so it is not as if say American and not at one or two cost. It is just a percentage on it. It is a flat amount on it. And that is the only hope there. In the future, the burden will be fading gradually. But that notwithstanding, there is a way we have to reduce or eliminate that debt so that if the extended credit facility must end next year, yes, struggle too much to deal with the residual debt servicing. Secondly, it will not give us that dented image and impede our ability to do well on the international credit market if we must go there. Because I believe that no matter how you look at it, we must be up and doing domestically. But it's almost as if the government had already hinted of international market. If that is so, then at the end, remember your international market about you bet your high interest rates must be eliminated. And in my view, energy sector areas and say I'm sharing and dealing with it as a country it continues to hang over our necks. It will only be for posterity. Posterity will judge us wrongly because where they are. And so for me, it is time we looked at ways to deal with it. If the 1 cedi levy is what is going to do it, I initially told you, sir, I should think I said it on your platform, sir, the margin, in my view, we could have looked at it because I was of the view that it's on every letter. And I was thinking that it could have been on, for example, a gallon.
A gallon.
So that one time to 1 gallon, 10, it's assumed that one be and a tax the answer should be progressive. I was saying you can say free escafon or seeing here for no. It's not can imagine mono. Then even yet 2 gallons, which is 4.5 liters. Nanka escafon or mutas no boca no more 4.5 liters and above no. Nanka mum 8 years at one to get the 1 cedi on a gallon. Nanka at least 1 more no 1 liter and I say or be about 2 liters, 3 liters no. Nanka or they are taking half hour on the area. Nanka Sanko Fosano. It's assumed a woman wants to then Nanka woman escape because even the so-called you live in the crab, there was a threshold. Then you bear here for be a subsidy. You say here for us in woman in here, but 1 more woman 70 biblia. 1 more year transaction be up to a certain threshold, no, and beyond a certain threshold, no. That at 1 no more. But in this case, 1 liter, no, I think say for be able to ordinarily would do 1 liter. So my thinking was that we could have reduced the burden for the poor by probably imposing it on a gallon. But pushing that aside, we ought to have a good way as a nation of dealing with that debt. And in my view, if this 1 cedi thing is what is going to defray it, let's look at how it works. And if it is no more there, the government should do as the honest of taking it off or probably reducing it.
But dog, maybe some who say a better na energy sector cannot yet even with the introduction of sa 1 cedi. When a nearma a creti a cano, yen hwe into a sear, yen free ho, the very inefficiencies of war ECG operations more de kayaba at the hall. Procurement practices are a swelling up or more budget. Quite apart from that, you have a cash waterfall mechanism. Abinda than the buy say MYECG no muntimi manage wo mo kano. Several times omo buso omo ntimi endiso. Na no abai ba yatete procurement breaches bebre makusesa containers bebre aba muni hu sika ehun sem bebre. Ne de kana ba beto ho a ene yasade abre yansi entua no. Ye nyimfiri ho ye. Ye de levy aba ye de teka no so. Yet the problems are still there and we are adding on to the debt. The question is, can we pay ourselves continuously out of this debt? Or there is something structural to deal with Niede Kanebano?
In fact, I understand your concerns and we know you are 100% that the Juma share because of their incompetences near the ineptitude, no, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't make economic sense. And my only hope is that you Rajanapo, John, Obeshana, block because this government is almost at least they want to curtail and eliminate corruption and normal. So my hope is that even as much as they want to take this money from innocent people, they will work at reducing some of these inefficiencies in the system and some of these leakages. If we don't do that, that's about to us. I am normal and we here now we will do this mismanagement and inefficiencies and procurement wrongdoings. Definitely, to be unfair, say about continue to take money from the people. But I am only trusting this government after we introduce that 1 cedi in Indiana, will go all out to make sure leakages inefficiencies there was some limit no one block on the meters near the end they should do it. The human beings are one more competences near the end doubtful, so they should just eliminate them and bring more competent people on board. And in terms of accountability, transparency at the electricity side, no one more and make sure solid because sometimes we hear in somebody be a free hub and some of the things they do. Yen yet again hana containers because by Ghanaian who be now. In the same change government and Ghana you need to container or airport haba you need be enam. Now where are now battle of Begiscadia? I mean, like you are saying, it doesn't make sense. But whether we like it or not, that debt is hanging and we must clear it. But after clearing it, the government must do well to block all leakages in the system so that we don't get back to where we are trying to come out of.
Doc, medawase ene ewie ne bra wasenya wo ye ho ne nchirichirimu a odi amayen. Me ne matifo ye ni so ye dase bibre.
Me so madam asepa ne akonya.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Dr. Evans Kojo Nunu, a economist, ono na watenenka on the 24-hour economic policy and the 1 cedi Dumso levy yede esamba back on the 16th of July.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Mamenko Facebook na o messages ni bia wodi aba no menkenkan bie emfa ma o nso betimi aba if you join here na wodi wadwen kyerɛ na ba na yakenkan ni nyina mu e de ama wo na mekamfo anso de ama wo se ekyire yabedwafo eba be kan sa na ye de ne nkomo no ahyehye so nkomo a na awie ye die ye ensem bebre e na ye di ehon nkomo Ablekuma North constituency Electoral Commission share say yenkoto aba no foforo e 19 polling stations. Na we ede a sharp division abeto the two political parties mo. While the NPP is rejecting this decision, the NDC is welcoming it. The NPP has indicated some court over this matter. Would that be an injunction on the 11th July exercise no so na? And how would that affect anything? Ibidin komoni abon komo. Reason Electoral Commission ejina so EDSRA runway no so will interrogate all of it. Seth Opokutham adjoining live on Facebook. Seth says this must be a lesson to all so-called pastors in this country, referring to Agrada and ne yedeno koto efiase 15 years. Masaudu Kumasi Bantama is reacting to other matters. Also, Galamsey is getting worse under this current government. In the run-up to the 2024 elections, the NDC accused the previous administration to declare the NDC accused. I don't think they accused. They requested the previous administration to declare a state of emergency, only to abandon such calls now that they are in power. Posterity will be the best judge. Regards to former KMA boss Honorable Sampine and Coca. Alexander Kobe Bryant, and so I join you on Facebook. Alexa said, "Good afternoon, baby. Please, do you have personal security?" I don't know. I wanted to avail myself to give you personal security. Charlie, you be national assets and needed to be protected. What a fine brain. Alexander Kobe Bryant, medawasi bebre. Komensa Pillar 2, Edifi Ablekuma North, Nodeba, or say Ablekuma North for Honorable Equia Free Ye, Honorable Equia Free Ye for Ablekuma North. Kukrudu. Or the account will say Ebefa. Special greetings to Hajia Safia Muhammad, also a next NPP National Women's Organizer hopeful, and Honorable David Kankambwedu, next NPP National Chairman. We Ifri Komensa Pillar 2. Omifa we ntwemna femi nko ahomano so nkodi nkomo ba kombra. Potassium one say why is the NPP afraid of the Ablekuma North rerun? NPP claims if elections are held today, they will win. Now we shall use this as a case study and prove them wrong. We wasre anodi akan wo say MPP agu kwata. Mame ko NDC asweye na me ne Deputy Director of Elections Emma NDC Amanyoko nationwide in Nkomo. Madi Jibril has joined me on the line. Madi, otimenka happy suni me mo hada wase.
Bibi me joso.
Na ahoden wo ho de.
Nyame adumu.
Ya de nyame ase. Na mo boaboa mo ho for 11th July de.
Nyame adumu a ye boaboa ye ho. Ene we ka se kwa bo me Ablekuma no.
Also na me.
Wo Ablekuma no.
Wo Ablekuma no ye ka se ye.
Ene we ka se.
I see. Electoral Commission statement enra omo de betu dwa omo say omo ne mo parties no ehia ye. And then at the NPP's headquarters, on press conference, almost say Electoral Commission a creating impression be say more parties in Omagia to Muse Sari Rano Emraso. Now they never said anything like that. Walk me through meetings among the Electoral Commission leading to this decision and near transpire near course Wankasa.
For any rain. On the 12th June, an electoral commission, a Friday, following series of meetings on Ablekumanov. Until June 5th, 12th, and I'm fair here. Now, your mom will stand. Your position at that meeting, and they say, all other police, MPP did pink sheet by and is the pink sheet by Yisi but the young June to say you 37 polling stations are MPP a scan document and MPP to say almost there. I want to say for 3 polling stations, because I'm 34 out of the 37. So we ended that meeting on that position. The Electoral Commission now we have made the final position. On the 1st July, I'm praying for a meeting. At the meeting, we again said about our position. NDC can position and PPK position. And I used to say, when we say they are not being, we're not helping the system. But they need to now put the issues in the best perspective. The Mensa NHA meeting, and I can say, NDC 37 now, NDC 37 now, just say every round now. So, NDC so, they know what I'm saying, and also, I'm on call now. I didn't hear. I'm going to say, this is now, kind of documentation is money. You see, I want to say 34. Most of the ones of parliament. 18 of them, and one, and you see now, source documents, validated document, Validation, no man is saying, I'm presiding officers, and an NDC agent, EG2 on the 18 polling station. And I don't know, I'm going to say 18 no day, we get to 34 no more. But Nyaka 16 more, I think I'm 34 no, I come to the piano, Omudin to me. And the Omudi and no, any that outstanding MPP, I come to the piano, as I was saying, I am 19, never rerun of those 19 police stations. And this is the message. Electoral Commission, MIA. That meeting, the minister submitted the proposal. Say, where in Ombeya, because the people of the are not, must be part of the decision making. But so people, if they ask that control viewer to raise it, our colleagues of MPP didn't say anything. We still say, check it through. Validate document, The men say, like I say, they be able to know. Let's take care of our people of Ablekumanov. If they will not go into the 18 in any details, one is a presiding officer, are validated, and 18, 19, they cannot vouch on MPP's stand document. The MPP for the issue, about Bismark. Who can say I can't my 34, I can't trade. So why a change? And the medical gentleman said, this is the true reflection of the issue. But 6 years nobody validated that one. And MPP should prove if they validated that. With the day now, I'm going to share now. MPP couldn't validate, prove that one. And then, maybe, we came to a conclusion say, yes, we're independent that to run the elections, you know. When document be what the validation of the issues. And I don't know the election only it. The only way she can get it. This is a Kotoaba in those 19 police stations to get those results completely sex.
Madi, Mamin Busa, you have been part of attempted coalition exercises the Electoral Commission at Trice Wobeye Ewablekuma North outstanding polling stations. At what point NEC realize yes there are some polling stations, 19 of them are or more officers intimate and verify the claims of the agents. At what point in the coalition NEC it do some pempensoni huni? I mean busasa because we are only being told by the EC in their statement and omodebaye. Meanwhile, we are aware say there have been attempts to collate and there have been some coalition akoso. Ama number no swate. At what point in the coalition NEC who say there are 19 of them their officers could not verify because Omo call before Parliament, they maintain the fact to say aka 3 outstanding polling stations. Omo statement omo deba abontain somewhere around I think 17th January. Omo indicated say aka 3 outstanding polling stations. Da bay na EC omo ni mu meetings mu ana coalition mu kache mu say there are 19 their officers are unable to verify.
You see, let me say this thing on record. I am clear in my mind. Say, in the Mensa from Bismark, our process, they were not briefing the Mensa.
That was Sisubie Manti yes, Sisubie.
The officers of the Electoral Commission, from the returning officer, regional director, this in Echo regional office, that can bring sheet collation did not brief the Mensa very well in the process of the general process.
Okay. And then of course, yeah, I'm briefing here.
Because every time you share, we have always opposed the 34 collation. Because you cannot use scan documents to scan, to collect. And we have always asked MPP, say easy. They are not telling us. Tell me, say, police say. All the time you call, they always want to bully. Say, in all these meetings, they mention okay? It's June 12th, they are not of the claim. So we started asking details of how they came to that conclusion. Questions that we asked, they couldn't answer. But I couldn't say they got the presiding officers. In the beside the men that said, Madam, Muslim presiding officers at the pink seat, at the free by it. And you issue pink sheet for presiding officers take home. I said, David, it is open the pink sheet the free. Young one said, with the Bassa Empire validated scan document, is it legitimate? They couldn't answer. So now they made a realize that there's something she's not being told. So we believe that they now went to ask questions. In the Asian drama, they mentioned a vampire. The one of the words she says that in the meeting, everybody will be truthful to the issues of
EpaHoaDaben.
Okay, Bibi. Wait. Say, the fact is, say, get the 7 police station, they were able, through Mr. Kwa, who is the Deputy Director of Electoral Affairs, went around to get 18 presiding officers to come and validate the pin sheet. But the remaining 19, no, Bao said they will not come.
And when was revealed to you and Ra? Hello, Madi. Hello, Madi. I seem to have lost. Hello, Madi. Madi, I home not to call. We'll try and bring Madi back on the line now. Yeah, concluding Komono. It's getting interesting, and there's a question I want to ask Madi when I get him again, and maybe a question we are na meka. Madi Jibril, a deputy director, Emma, a NDC Amanyoko when it comes to elections. Na homano article, ye say ebesenya na back on the line na ye no atwa enkomono eswo. So Madi was on the point to say it appears that Madam Jean Mensah will be ankano kreni nyina amfa nkyere no. Na at the meeting, and Mami Busabadi, ni o kachire me, did all of this come to your notice as a party and rana?
Yes, and there are issues where ever out clear. Both MPP, NDC, and Ankrofan. And the Jamaican Cassaway, or be sending directors now because all the director of electoral service, the 2 deputies, NDC 2 rep, NDC 2 rep. And the Jamaican say, where and a year fact, there will be a contra view be a bonka.
Na chese all along electoral commission ekase aka 3 outstanding polling stations coalition na omaye no emu 19 no na enye no krese omo presiding officers verify.
Verify, yes, enye no correct.
But all along they have been saying they've been verified and anaka 3.
Verify.
Inti enra na no krene be there die say 19 were not verified.
That's a fact.
Wow.
This, in fact, that is why I mentioned somewhere and they say, I salute J. Mensah in there because there were deputies, Kwayade, Aka Parliament or Kasa, I can say I 34, IGP na no, Tiban Kukudru, I can say, whether my deputy has said anything or not, this is the truth. I salute her.
Wow. You salute Jean Mensah?
I salute her. I'm not saluting the committee because all the committee members, because don't forget, Bismark said 34, or 34, I got 3. But he was sitting in the meeting at the Mensah 18, and he didn't challenge. He said, Madam, I did information. No.
This brings into sharp focus Electoral Commissioner Juma on this particular Ablekuma North constituency. You have been an active player in the back and forth. Sene also say isi ne Juma was asking moi. Obe kaseng.
Sure, Bibi, right from day one, share or iPad or at the North issue. I've continued telling you to say information if you are going to rely on that one, not going deeper, we'll do the service to this country. Because my examples more than 3 or 4. But I couldn't say, how did it happen, say, that 3 actors in the elections, YC, NDC, MPP, in a pin sheet, IRA in the same 37 polling station, at the same polling station, no, be IRA. at the same time. Bibi. 2. Because I told them, say, it could have happened, say, within 37, no. Maybe NDC Kitabako, our pin sheet, MPP should be what you say. But all of us, our 37 pin sheet, Naira. 2. When you say you pay pin sheet at the polling station. When you say all the 37 polling station, no pin sheet at pasty.
Yeah.
Yes.
How?
So you said it is beyond Nama Yaka or Bikase where Kunafunti young consider it's beyond that. We are talking about Ghana. How can it happen say MPP now was can document it on 21st December, only the 25 thing sheet by you did to Muse at that time the MPP this can document. Then January. What is it was scan document? But in my document, I may scan no ayra. Bibi.
Madi, as a political party NDC, we are impressed with the way our electoral commission handle Ablekuma North the same way.
I think that they didn't help us. One will say at the point now, you see any 116 things sheet, I mean Nibi. And this is on the 7th December now. What they should have done, the electoral process, to declare the remaining area for rerun. They could have brought this solution, solve the pollution. So in the midst of it, so be the pink sheet and you're reducing the issues. But they allow people.
Hello, Madi. Madi Jibra Humano Enye. Well, I think we'd have to leave the conversation there. Na yahwe other matters. Any attention to some commercial information. Mami fan ko Dua Studio Herbal Clinic aswe Dua Studio Herbal Clinic a registered clinic for West Africa ha opening doctor or Heneba Ofori Dano. Wose yade huhumu yade nko ade afabra na omo hwe no momwao. Isane se omo haban ma ahodo wono ede ehwe yade de sa yade de tu yade Dua Studio Herbal Center se bra se spiritual and physical omo ebehwe na omo asawo yade Dua Studio Herbal Clinic ewo enkran ha ana in fact omo kaswa breku omo sanso onkrabata baako ewo Kumase Abrepo Broni Krom fra womo on number so 0246 354 747 and 0248 427 998. Dua Studio Herbal Clinic sebra na womo ente o spiritual problem yade no emfiri ho ema wo kra na ene ya wadanti enchem se wa winim John Dramani Mahama Daroma ochina a holiday me the sad decision me de pa a good amendment na aba no se be ye eja se holiday ebeto na wotwe da bia ye de kwa adwuma na ye pia e de akọ the next day ben weekend intino ene fiada wochina holiday intime sure se odi ochina no mo besi niema won na nka dwada wa home kakra na nka kwasiada no de aye nuane for the week de siwa ma woni nkwada ne daddy na obesi niema china na besi ne memene da ma men kanfo one washing powder ebe boa wo pa ebe ma woni ma nani aye fe eni ebe te kama na emu eni tie no na emu so ye hwam isane se Jama washing powder washing powder bia eja an amazing scent in your clothes. I tell you, hey, what the Jama see atadia ucho bi hu ase ne wakoto an expensive perfume bi de gu ho no hwam Jama washing powder enche na pu ahuro Jama washing powder bo no efo nti budget friendly Jama washing powder detergent ba ko a ifi biada house emfa wona say stubborn say engo kokko say engine oil ana say grease de na aka watadem Jama washing powder be yi nyina de free honomo de amawo. Grab your Jama washing powder today and enjoy that washing experience. Ubenya bi shop bia say supermarket say provision shop say corner shop uko mall so Jama ho ba bia Jama your partner for clean clothes. E-Productions is sebra wedding na be no we na ba be no o birthday party no person ye ne big na utwa ne kese sorry am person mu streaming mo services no mu nyuma ahodo a mu die no ade a E-Productions is sebra. We have all the equipment and the men to deliver a cutting edge production at the Amawo. And to talk to us today, companies are holding so a corporate events, here video production, money and kasa. Jingle na peso audio production be na peso now the chat with the jingle now or the board we juma ho deuro and a TV commercial na peso ucha. Or NGO peso documentary. Talk to us. We have everything to execute or concept in our plan for you. Talk to E-Productions and then call them on 0242 755 323 and 0302 254 858. E-Productions and Happy FM and a dime bakumu asylum down.
EpaHoaDaben sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. EpaHoaDaben sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Abeyafo atena se mame enna womo ase mo akwaba na ene nkomo no yemfa enhyehyɛ so. In our discussion ene ewie Sanfa Lucius or a member of the NDC's communication team. Sanfa Lucius Aje Nedja. It's been quite some time now I'm sure no but then I've seen him, I've met my brother. Of course, also with us ene ewie Philip Jima. Philip Ablekuma North constituency youth organizer Emma Ablekuma West. Said Emma Ablekuma North sa Ablekuma West constituency youth organizer Emma the new patriotic party on also Aje Nedwa mpeni for me mama akwaba na efe ne nkomo ne nhyehyɛ so me mama adwuma makwaba
Ejusu bibi
Boko de
na me my lawyer
ye do bad de nyankopon ase ebeba so ai
life ohia pa
Sanfa Lucius na me hu ache sa
so me fami
oh Benjamin
Emre Dani
Bemre Dani na Benjamin
Dabi Emre ya me ka say Adani die Adani ama
sa
say ja u fili aban papa ntia say ese no die hu so
mi fili aban papa na mi hu mi nua
ntia wa so
anya aban papa mo say mi hu mi nua Sanfa boko de
bibi e boko mi nua
ese akoko be ni na no wi abebe sere
sa
Matias yo enen komo no so de wa wani tia yebedi ni nyina nso na said the net here no ye heard the 24-hour economy policy mampani launch ye or say we have moved from slogans to strategy. What does it mean really by that, and what is the strategy in this 24-hour economy? I spoke to an economist earlier na someone said wohunu ensem ni nyina your grow 24, your make 24, your connect 24, your build 24, aspire 24, fund 24, any other 24s. But na someone said how a kwan na ye fa so na ya practicalize the correlation say be ya kwan na grow 24 ma make 24 ejina na make 24 ehwama ebia connect 24 aye adwuma ye practical how to do na yetimi ehunu or say for now no it is still like objective no nemomo no ekwan ben ne befa so a ye be grow 24 they say be grow 24 a agriculture 24 ye ne sen ye be fu anadwo ana ye be kwa fu mu anadwo ana. And his point is also say, ya hwebiribi ya bema day na beye idle na night no abeye active. And what the yibi emfato ho say emra na MTN ema free night calls for instance. Obi o important call obeye na wi akora no de akwa anadwo because when you say anadwo no benya free night calls. Abind the incentives bebre na gu ho. Is it not going to be the case say companies omunim say omo eye adwuma anadwo a omubenya different tariff regime omo special tax incentives ye dem ma wo no ebema companies na are smart enough to shift omo production from the day to the night say be ya omo be enjoy the benefit of 24-hour economy na. These are initial questions and reactions ni bia eba after the launch. We'll look at them all. Near where Electoral Commission's decision to rerun parliamentary elections in 19 polling stations, so Ablekuma North constituency. The question na maybe say and say the EC are maintaining all through say Akatre polling stations. Nebane send and nebe than 19. Mene ma di kasa na ma di nchechimu aba. Or say enra before our EC statement in Ebaba Bontino, omuni EC a meeting, the parties and the EC a meeting. Na Jin Mensa ne bompaye. Or say Jin Mensa mpa bomunoka say rade men no krebia wo bia MP. No say maamini busaye. Say polling stations are na aka. Na director ba ko esore chire mu say aka 19. Ade na aka 19 a no kura wo mu ni say sa 19 no omo presiding officers and verify. Enti omo gitumu a enyeye. Enti na 19 no yesan akwa akoto. Now the question I've been asking is free December ebesi ene. It only took Enra and Sana Jean Mensa being the chairperson of the EC. Ehunu say near Bossman Asare me suma no so onko kanchire parliament. A woko kanchire parliament in Ghana fo nyina sa aka 3 no. Ene the directors ne ka ne say aka 19. Ewia we bibusa say enti say obi after Ablekuma North the petition come president say on matters of competence Jean Mensa ne commissioners entimi live above border enti yenyi wo mumfiri wa nipa no obeye right ana especially with just Ablekuma North yebehwe nkomo eni edi 16th July we must be ready to pay 1 cedi on every liter of fuel yebeto Philip Meshas in free one Sanfa I wanna me hu ache Eti won kan che Timishas in free wo okay obe shase wa Ablekuma North no about 24 and so beko 24 no about Ablekuma North
mechanic na afra
kwenda o okay
memfa kwanya so na menchia kwatiefo
obiajo so
na menchia ben so abeho Facebook ni other social media handles no so aben so be follow hu nyina
that's right
na menchia NDC for so aben so baje brea ben so betie na
mami bu say den e ba ya also afa ya kwan so bi because what you say na no me hu na say na eni soro bebre say any
say
I want fertilizer
enya say oh we cry there na nsam yiyo
no say dey do so change
aw
hey I see
me
I see
yeah
interesting yankwe
okay the di kan ya meka no ye say on say Ablekuma aniji sema ewo ho ye say even though honum no elections no aye bibia ho kakra nanso aban papa ba be enjoy ye nyina ye nim say constituency bia no utiminya rep wo parliament
no correct
ntini se woni rep a na emu ya bribia atwam se yehwe ya sala na bedie eko dima for 4 years na be hwe se nka bebetimi ayeden anya MP or parliament ye boy ya ankusi aga enti no for 4 years no banya MP or parliament nanso besanso fa ahochirim o hwe amamu a ekoso na nado time na emu eye pa enti ayese wuni MP onso a amamu no so nhedanye na this time no dey God being so good say Ablekuma enjoy good governance yeah be enjoy good governance ne sisi so no baka say isi aka say okoye 19 polling stations enti no yeah meka say whether say be wa na say be ni no men kan say enu kwan say be nya eni no so bia nya because democracy ni ye run ti say constituency bia timinya ayi offense say MP na ewo parliament no nso no constituency no nso ben so ni eba ni suade hunu ni ebe pese aban no ete no MP no so atimeden aka what I say na sesie no say me feel say say obi any easy enya adwen say obere rane 19 polling station na eni nti a court ye den e wo honum no wuntimu fa emra enhye wunsam mate MPP parliamentary candidate no say waka say onti ase say onti ase a as a woman as she is no me gene say obey lady enough na ba process the iden e dia court na ne court e wo kan fa ho no court be kan ama ye nyina ya den yate because ono nso kire say ne wudi kan kan no na aka 3 polling station enti no onti ase di enti a abaye 19 enti no say court be den e be kirechim enti no ema obi amfamra enhye ni nsam enye ne so den oye enti no media no esi wonum no mebo awura 24-hour economy minua 24-hour economy ni meti say now ne panino kasa Dr. Nunu memfa kwanyesu na menchia no okasa bebri waya ade ye democracy se bibi wo honum na se oti ase a na se onti ase kra se oyeden okabi wo ye Ghana ni nko ade enti no utim se ye oba bi bebri honum a na oka na opese o kire se onti ase most especially se ye be ka se ye be ye adwuma anajo enti no se ye be ye adwuma anajo a na obi edo afu for instance the grow 24 no how does farming
happen in the night
yes in the night enti no eye so obebisa questions ubisa questions nso a obenya nkyeremu enti no the meka ye say 24-hour economy no enye aban no nko a ne efade ato no ho se oba be 24-hour economy ohwe senior policy no esiti a eye private sector no mum ne ebeden ebeye 24-hour economy no ne fandodo
okay
ginti America ne say kura ba akoso ye say ohwe sika aban aka say yebehia na dia ye 24-hour economy na all can something around $4 billion
obe provide between $4 billion and $400
million about 300 to 400 million ne aban no beden ebenya 300 to 400
yes
ne aban no benya nti say 300 to 400 million ne aban no ebenya dia dollars no benya dia then a presuppose say the aka no ebe free baby ni aba nti that is where the private sector na ye kan ho asem no kra no even comes in say obehwe a nansan tam kra mpo no chief of staff any China for companies about 150 nipa 150 Asia bedidi nkomo ne nyina no send be ya the other foreigners no foreign investors na se for no betimi ashu interest
me say China for no should take advantage of 24-hour economy no now it will be hinged on a lot of almost business activities
good atiase ne ye kan China for no so no enye be nko a ye betimi anya Korea for abebeba ye benya Singapore for abebeba what you say ye benya a lot of foreigners a betimi ashu interest ni na ye how aban betimi afaso a obe provide men can say conducive working environment at the ama foreigners what you say
investors
because
they are local investors
no so me kan so no me yen local investors no so free be kra no be ni be the main year pivoter because there will be outside na say obeba na say where say ayi offense nkramu anko a akwadwane enti say a local investor and show interest there you don't even expect to be free about team say we ba show interest what you say enti no the private sector no ebe play key role the 24-hour economy no what you say now one say the question na pani no ebisa about bi to say ebia farming ye bi anadwo ana say ye bi anadwo ne na se fo no nyina no minua say you can farming now wow it embodies a lot enti no say ye fa ebia
agriculture na yes, kind of
farming or agriculture ni the same thing because the same thing animal farming wo near crop production and also crop farming no agriculture is the same thing. However, no be na ye can the general perspective na ye can the agribusiness no na say for na ye dey bam no. But when say when ye no can dey na it has to do with be a farming be a say old door na nti home person me church ni mem no. Enti no say ye ba farming na say agriculture no krampo na what you say enye one-sided sir started from even the seeds preparation of seeds what you say all the way to planting of cultural practices be to say ebia obey pruning turning out fertilizer application irrigation ni nyina ka ho ebe fa say obeba be harvest say utwa what you say harvesting no we kura enwe aka processing what you say from processing to menkano bagging and then ebia packaging wahu ansana market krampo ide abam ti chain no ewa wahu nti say adomom no wu fi say enye possible wa anadwo a megidie say wo hwe chain no senema si aka na ye wo certain processes bia e betimi awe na anadwo.
Okay, so for instance in front of all kind you mentioned things like seedling land preparation
yes
pruning near there
ebia the seedling there crop we can say seedling no ebia no the baby time but seeds is so because the seed that will be grown into seedlings what so, I say the seed preparation crop no.
Okay, so my question is a lot of the activities are what kind within the range of farming no so mostly area the agro processing bit and maybe abeka say in feed jumenti betimi aye nanajo but o ka say grow 24 which is the agric modeler opebusa say what are we growing 24 and are we indicating say we are going to have around the clock agricultural activities farming activities and how does that dovetail into the other models? He wants to understand how Baku feed into the other, and so can grow 24. Can saying yeah 4247.
Yes, and mean I wouldn't say you were a bit more crab seas growers. What you say? And Tibebe didn't say. Be season kwa na season no so no yetimi ye bi hu adwuma nado se me ka bia bi to say processing bagging and packaging money na se fu no nyina no could be done around that time na ono no ka se bia ono no obi sa questions e fa ho no wa hu sin ade ni sisi enti no samom ne adnetie say initially na say naturally no bibia na ye bia no daytime but say nyina ye nim say demand no kosoro a enyo obi mom ni be kire okra say bia ya adna najo what you say me ka say me tie
anything e bi mo critics of 24-hour economy ne ka say en sheda nya ade a wo be ne policy ne momo no say o enhance economic activities a say ne o kan ye enyo obi mpo ne be ka so obi nya adwuma najo demand no ebe kosoro ma wa na abeye so anka instead of launching a policy like that, you focus on kwan be fa so ma economy na grow na a trigger an automatic 24-hour economy.
Minu ya saa na yati o. Sa na usikani. Saa na yati say. Enti ameka cho say private sector no ne kwa lead. Nya say aban mo ne kwa ka cho say bia ya adwuma na nado. However, no wa brekwa a wo ya ade no na say ehun behia say bia obeye no obeye bia anadwo why not what you say
for instance me a company ne Now, my market grow to the extent that I need to run shifts into the night, even into the next day. I don't need a buying to launch a 24-hour economy policy.
Yeah. And
so question is, why must a buying launch something like that?
Good. My mention are there back. Say, okay, I think somewhere 1963.
Yeah.
And Chroma launch program here or now offer no production of food for processing.
Okay.
And when would you see in Sawam Cannery?
Okay.
See Tamale meat processing.
Okay.
FC Wenchi tomato factory.
Okay.
Akuma Dine DSC. Aha. Then time no. Now or should beyond producing for mankind say local consumption. No, say be at least ebetimi I export it. Enti no ene no abanu nsusuye yes or the way na be analyze niema na abanu nsusuye no ebi say how ebetimi afa so a yebe create conducive environment ediama nipa no aye adwuma. What you say? Enti no ye even a bit say men can say yeah oko north who say northern region honum babino one rainy season. What you say? A home ni MPP for ya betwa mu e say bebe one district one bebe one village one dam bi. What you say ne be ya at least enko say because of say one rainy season tino ebia unya do within the year no unya one season per asa at least say year no nyina no ubetimi good enti e ka aba no botaye ba ko ho what you say enti say koba no say bia nka ho no odo once na say san the rest of the aka no ode dey enti e ma wo kra wontimu nye production papa bia
so say grow 24 no not necessarily say all year fu anajo na emumu no all year fu all year round
ni nyina aka ho bi nti a me ka say ni nyina aka ho what you say ha ni nyina aka policy no ho so utie egusita no a ne me kan no regarding the men say rainy season of course some part of the country only one rainy season na he kwan be fa so a nipa no betimi aden ado afuo all round what you say enkoban say one ayipe ne mame ncha ade ba
na fero ye last mame
meba IMPP vo de bebe ni bibia bebe kan
oh ade na ka
24-hour economy then what bebe ka you see bedtime because ye offering saying is it 100 million Ghana cedis sabedi be your batampa project bi sky bedi bamfanye one district one factory okay $2.1 billion ankosi aginti ba no be we say no bia be sheda ni
afena mode abaye he be kokwi
afena ya de ba e be wie yie so what you say de wa sha adwuma pass no de be kwa wie pa what you say enti say o hwe Ghana ha okoba bi ti say bono region honum sei na yi offense post harvest losses ha adwin yie pa o do niam bi ti say vegetables bi ti say tomatoes mu na se for aye perish enti mi say abantia no do na se eba na se okote na wanya tofo a ono a wontim nkodi wontim nya ne hwe enti nei no mabunu no ye den edwane fi ayo no ho most especially uko sabunu region honum krampo na nsase no dodo na no
sanfa evensi ya na ye ne wrap up mama
me wrap up nsase no dodo na no be converted ye ayi cash cropping what in mecho na because be few say odo enti a nkroma kosi tomato ayi factory wo honum no senka at least e be serve as a ready market say odo tomatoes na say owia factory no ebeto and sometimes yes factory no kra airto tomatoes numpo keke what you say o start afuo no se wo hia moa se bia sika fam seas ana se ayi implements bia factory no that time kra na betimi bambi na baboa na watim de ye afuo no uwia be serve as a ready market say no buy no eba bebe bebeje Kohe ayi offense mangoes na nasifo nyina ide etimi basei
Sanfalucious medo ase no ahome so ama me na me kan for alive soup emfamao alive soup semina bia in fact abusuan hodo agi atomu pa alive baffin soup we ye di dware emfa nsiniema ɛyɛ wo widie ni yie esiesi wo nipadua no ɛma skin ne da so ɛma etimi ɛhome alive washing soap moisturize wo skin no na ɛma wo si abontene a wo confidence in your body yɛwɔ ɛyɛ scents ahodoɔ a yɛde ayɛ ɛyɛ alive soap yɛwɔ lemon deɛ yɛwɔ coconut kube deɛ yɛwɔ aloe vera ɛne yɛwɔ the rose variant ɛyɛ affordable ne bɔ wɔ form ɛsan so ɛyɛ high quality ɛyɛ perfect for everyday use. Grab an alive soap today from any shop near you and feel the difference. Alive soap is a feel fresh, feel alive. Philip Jima.
Rappening.
I mean to you on Ablekuma North and 24-hour economy.
Rappening, Michelle.
Ejoso.
Lord, the one, yeah, on my vancho. Panimit Tran Kasa Menchia, the good people of Ablekuma West.
Okay.
We be all down some pessoa and all team voice. Michio Munina, no machame mamma, onabo eslo sokufu. We be yamin cosum canon shano, yeah. Omi kwan kese kese ma no ma chia ye constituency executives o ma Ablekuma West especially Chairman William and not adu
okay
modern born nyama pa or you Ablekuma West nyame kan ma chia the youth executives me nkasa me amen chia me ba we na ade penagima na enroy in birthday
oh okay
onya 4 years
wow
tim kasi nyame nkoso
na ma he no
nyame nkoso enka
na ma he no
na onhia no
Philip na ma he no
Opani kase
2 and 4
Opani
minim so you active pa
yeah Opani
2 na ma he
Opani me fanto chanza
omo ma kan be dwa wo
me ba cho
sa eh Philip
ne Taifa all fans pa
oh sa
minimum beauty parlor be on S large glam Benedicta calling
okay
also mo tie
yeah do ma
say mo tie show no
yeah do ma say
you know yeah Opani denasi
this or
and hwe Ghana baby NDC dia bedu a you say almost say o ka ban papa name say almost say oh my Ghana in fact in terms almost so my Ghana and say you're very the only institution my Ghana hope from Soja Buying na asem tour wa o tie be dwane akọ no and no you person ho ye NDC headquarters it's one be nya judiciary ni mu. You understand?
Me too.
These are the people almost some media on very set on mine. And then I'm a be a judge to say ye CJ free on the or NDC. Nimba be was a CG and more my way. And again, Osha a year matter apa ne it discuss MPP yes so abeka safa one. Now I idea ye did 2 more MPP any year. And now the kind of say even if the last blood I will say the good for ma it be good for me. We are not going to accept it.
Na obi ankoka say mo ba be kuni pa be pray.
Yeah moja. Say sacrifice to make sure say sit no ye beje. Me no na ti studio no. And then this for to anthem be say run me wa. Now utie on from communicators to the national officers, national chairman. Now run. Now in fact no ma hye ama asedu nketia on chairman. So you should try to easy. Ese o kind of joy. Ese omu wie sija omu ba easy boss.
98.9.
You understand? You know, top you should try to easy no. Now communicators on nam form. Run. In fact, on 7 June 2025, MPP yene parties no any easy issue meet omu corporate office on. Now, na jitu mu say I got 3 polling stations. You need figures. Now, so I got 3 polling stations that they are done. In fact, bossman Asante on Asari, my friend Dr. Bossman, the other name now, 19th June, age up the floor of Parliament. I had my Riasa Fanay I got 3 polling stations. Meboa. And then you could have sorry. Almost after very run. The any communicators no. Every years no. There were 19 polling stations. Open you say. Now we share 281 polling station MPP in music 34,613. Now we the 34,199. Yenim. Sabi enya party dump. Yenim say you are taking lead. No the train kwa be kan kwa we are gone. In fact, videos honoma NDC ballot papers, MPP, almost a P sheet, ballot, but because now Konkoma a cost of form on say, lose up the command off. If I become off, remember is here you. Okoba Bia, the uncle for Buffalo. But no name says sit in MPP seat. Near Nyama Omorese, police a year a constituency bebre, who be so Kakwe Central, Tama West, Domi Kwabenya. In some Dwaji, Fantia Kwanoff, El Prunko for she ballot papers. Videos in now are buying Monwa. Are buying a Mr. Mama and Monwa. Perform a bomb America, as so mine way saying, a jet election, national election on. Constituencies, as saying my videos on them, or so on Tio, they arrested some Crawford. I was some person I didn't know me as Assemble. Come on, small and young mama. So Raho, we have to do rock Raho.
What do you mean? I'm listening.
No, but be out to know, me and capture, cause of body language, not just Raho. This is the kind of Ghana and this year, Babidu.
It's all kind of body language in there.
Oh, not second. That's here for show me share YouTube. Almost share. Now, a young friend, yes, from your new on my Ghana under NDC. The MPP, we believe in law. You see that nobody's above the law.
The law is still the law.
The law is still the law.
Oh,
of course. And what I mean is that you rejected the Yisi can in the Ochna. The Yisi, I show say, Omo my Ghana, Omo great process in the Masi. As a much that the floor parliament house of record, as like 3 polling stations. It last to me, but my okay beside say, because so, yeah, the can one people baby. Now, I say, can sign come declare come and one guy's it is clear everywhere. And then Dobeka say, young quiet 19 police stations. In fact, train a crowd, no say, oh, yes, security to declare me what. Yeah. 19 police stations, no many security.
And now, yan in from. The annual meeting, he said it was only yesterday energy men sample realized say
boss me wanunsi
they didn't certify them.
Me patrol and make a choice say it and why no na order boss sorry so go parliament before such officer beko parliament no on the fact when the bibia ko nyan kola ni na ko gina ho ko speaker anim minority leader, majority leader, and members of parliament. Ghana nyina no ko drum anim, e ko to manim. Ti no all timi me chow say Johnson Sedu getia ne Jomama mo. Threat akone so no, na man no asesa. You can't say you want to sacrifice a democracy for your office. And you have to film a new time and so on my Ghana. And then Mr. Mama can not to was one tea and
then on Isi is so independent.
May catch out say.
Isi no independent assessment. And what taking a decision.
Bibi.
Mahama can.
May choose say from the timer videos bows NDC for taxmen. I said Yama Shibara bon as a phone. We need one cash. The videos on them. Can't people see here Cabanam go see a demonstration. Call this a bino and the way.
Why would you put that responsibility on the IGP? The police for you must go for question
Uniana a year easy a trauma IGP say on security and more in fact let them come return almost recognize receipt when there's some banner John Wama catch wrong it me catch us say if it's against NDC quick almost has say rerun and the IGP security at the call. In fact, meetings because yenya from Nima, Mamu bin other places. Cause yenya, I say, what I the kind organize a tax from ghettos to go there because I refer to Ayawaso West Wagon. Make creator, what can I say? A revenge. About way pass about revenge certain things. And on that, me ma ablikuma for a tiasimwe. Papa bin a cool room, no cocoon or so, adoa. Okunam bebre bi gudikon obanya ochia who say akran okisi bi na monoku na afro ntimi focus no kon ba bia e ma NDC for you wona mo say mo kita parliament mo na control be bia. Why do you have to do this? You see, a year in yet seat a year in
the sense of because a Muslim disable come not a seat into rerun other than Momo a hammer.
See, and yes, a high. I don't make a choice one of me fever. Now, me choose a black man no for buffo fu. You are my charge here. As a NDC, as one day, you will be the agro. And I'm serious.
I'm running there because I black man not for a shoe baby on support.
No, the point is that first of all, no, a taxpayers' money you wasting. Taxpayers' money. Anyway, and I was it
is a cause that comes with democracy.
And I may catch now say, I know democracy is expensive, but I may catch now and say, and a clear say, we know on them, and ye change will be sir. And a clear say, prefer cost to Sami Hamano, almost on your job. What does say? The opposite chair say, a bad prison in this for set. It makes time because almost saw my gun. It's in there, make my bomb second, make campaign. Na me training me tax eti na to aba wia do so mo ye na ye declare my ne aye sanan is for so mo kire my Ghana do ka TV station me say me enya me nwanwa eso susu nyame ebe be si asase we so no na opon sam na bibi me no nyina kwaso ko bonus empire say nyame ye ban ne no nyame ncheni no nyame be ban na ebi ono ye top member of NDC omo nyema omo ye no enya me nwanwa say so opon sam na top one of the top persons in the NDC. Because we heard how do on my Ghana from 6 months, Ghana for beyond opposition, I'm saying now so minor the tax a queen. And buy 6 taxes. All can say crown, also I can say. All some all kind of topics no. We'll see a year next month or so. Almost day.
This month, account topics no we are aware. Doom so levy.
16 July. Levy. Anyway, just say, and no crown, I must also deba. 18 within 6 months, your basse baby queen and a baby day. Tama ye wa mo catcher say, ye so mine. You have ever said doom so levy ama. A toll booth floor, a lot of, if you crown one of a tax nurse at 1%, more money 10%. And this is for you. 18 NPP position is say you're rejecting the easy kind. And a crime befaso to make sure say a 3 police stations in one. You better by it to declare New Patriotic Party the winner of Abrikman North seats. Back to 24-hour economy. In fact, one more person, Mr. Unim say a set of question man. I will try example. You declare so to me now. From day one, I said you get into my explain 24-hour economy. Mr. Mama to my explain 24-hour economy. And this man who and the personal to me explain 24-hour economy. O crowd one, I'm facing about treating ye. But you see, as ya, and your crime people started baby. Also one what go 1D1F. And that to any share North Canada Ghana robber. Years ago, I ran a 24-hour economy. Oh no. On machine is to say pa. On ye production no a year numera na cabefa na co distribution no na process 24-hour. Call Ghana robber the same. Factories be that was for the MPP need dreaming. I say we need to have a lot of factories across so that incorporate my juma anytime, any day. The price security among BB out here, so company, obi can't trust o pretend ajo. And I'm it just a hinks on matter of demand and supply. Some more company, Nico for Haman Ajoa. I only employ more so that you better koda nebi atra on no to be sure say jandam NDC for a dada for na true for no abai no money NDC. And after thought, Jeffa Bibimra just to win vote. In fact, you to me for lay. It's in fact, maybe be Stephanie Ottoman Probi. Gani catch them say, or any service, and to baby, or tell me say, a year 24-hour economy, and a baby manager, Juma, because what to say, ministry senior run 3 shifts. Ebe kind of Panama to any Biabia Conumre. To you 3 Jenny say, this is going to be a normal different story. Now, when you now try towards 2028, they will punish you for lying to them.
But one job, 3 shifts, is almost the same.
And I make a choice, say, and your positive on which you form bois. explanation be Brian Tiasi. Okra on Tiasi.
If you are on Tiasi,
it
doesn't matter whether
no. Who position clear? Actually, I want Tiasi.
I'm asking
because questions now will be no. Just on no, I understand you. Sit now, Tim, no. Me and co A and I B. I understand you. Tell me, so body language, crouch and say, oh, Cranon Tiasi. It tells you the kind of people. Next time, Toba, no Toba Tion. There's an crofo we are Mobabe Dada Ghana for.
And then I want Tiasi.
And my catch say the matter 25 economy, you're not being imposed on somebody. What I say?
Then I want Tiasi.
Make sure say fiasco empty. A true number
that. So the casa day. What is me boo? First, no, me ba me banya botre. It's a common idea. First, no more campaign, na policy document in here. Every more campaign, and you Grow 24, you Make 24, you Connect 24. And then Oma develop the policy document. At the above trouble, then I want to see us our document.
So document me read me tissues into Shashamase.
Tissues.
Me tissues into my kind tissues.
Then I'm here.
Miss empty, my mushy. And make sure say.
Then I'll can.
Oh, Bibi. Make sure say you can implement it anyway. And I make sure say.
And then I want to implement.
24-hour economy hangs on demand and supply. Brana or TM the or store or TM. Or being can't share brand say. Unyama ye to etino e bosses my different set em not shop on nekoda and opano aba be take aba you ni pano vroko abo so kan na o team no obi kan chen bana go sum no ye ntohwe taxes aba in the tax aba tu so light so water so ba bia taxes
you know what I say the same
electricity you understand make catch us PB you see the tax to me boot me for electricity. I also share so go swim. We share so go no kosa. Meanwhile, they have problems in collect bachoma. Yet you do be a tiso. Yet tiso, you buy a tiso, you antiso.
Emra na mo to so na obufu.
Me see you buy a tiso wani anje.
Emra na mo to so na obufu.
Yet tiso wani anje.
Na obufu.
Na so bufu. Because obi to scare ya. And I tell so many G. On bad and on so. Yeah, but tell me to say the problem got to do with to me and the Giska. And now other places. Almost about 32% into bills. I then na more finding solutions. How about my bills? On my illegals.
Motina bemu 8 years. Motina bemu 8 years. Mo de revenue collection and the ECG, my private company, you were paying the private company more than how much it was collecting. It is now what here can say revenue collection chromunti minjia. Haptel contract, you know, I buy men at the buy.
Bibi, what's the sound topic? What's shifting topic, you know? But you see,
and then I may shift topic. You know?
Oh, shifting topic because
as well as we treat 24-hour economy. No, and I walk off of way about. And to be busa question how is it changing the topic?
No, but me say, I say, oh, Kasamo.
There be me busa question.
No,
what can some? Asam na what can also more bemuno and I'm on to so. Are you saying say? May you hold him accountable for more decisions we are taking.
And the end is for Kai, you know. Internet chain and on my baba. They say some very resetting. I yema ye. Tobano yama wesa. As I say, come was them. Journalists, most sorry why.
Because see, they may be doing worse, they may be doing worse. Oh, na see doing come. They may be doing worse. But it is also not an excuse from more accountability. See, baby Samo. Because 2028, Mumba Bejina Ghana for him saying to Abamamo. A year wa bemu against no more babaye wa bemu, and a Ghana for Bejina so dia to aba. How do you answer for those decisions you take?
No, and I make a choice, me can you say, young MPP buy no. In fact, the Yaman near see Emma Ghana from Tom Lumina light, dear Jumano. Yeah. And now first, no, who are coming a so generator and a plant. Nama mo bills cost. Ya in time you make sure say mo light be jina so and on the Ghana ni wi every decision be bia no decision eso me light jina so nse hu amu ye nyina sabi ya light ko nyina so what does say etino wo yes anyima we nyina ne light nyina so a na ten na wo ye in fact also promises so my better Ghana o promises so by resetting ama Ghana ni bia ho atono and no buy what tam 78 million ama of communication Jubilee House and all the scammer journalists and come some bloggers do amo pen so moka na mama buy no but they bia make say o baby bia no but social media will expose you yan trans you very responsible opposition the best see be Ghana 40
okay
me making sure say Ghana be konanim but I know say youth ni buofu da na mo da about 24-hour economy no mo buofu etino eye 2028 o ma kire mo say mutimi na down na modern get that of money yi met what on my phone me da me bed so any information pe me sabeka so I'm surprised and easy to me teaching say you better da nipa for power. Let's do everything for power. 24-hour economy. Like I said, do what Sebring him send this for that down. How can you say me Bible around 24-hour economy? Na papa no was so kind no. About this time we are close to no yen turn ade. And I got say anajo no aside be in the shop because the 24-hour economy. It's funny, ridiculous of panicase. Come on, Babra Diegazano. Who besides several questions because who cram on mama dream cause class on no crowd explanation ground just here. It's mean 14 because John Mama and Tiasia, educator Tiasia,
okay,
finance minister and Tiasia, could to a black one Tiasia. So on the better Tiasia. It don't take it easy because more and easy for and because one day the mother both tape no master no.
Philip Oba Homeswama me na me de work call Eclipse Collateral Management and Advisory Services as swear yeah. Was say your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management and Advisory Services. One more the game changers in turning your property documents into money. Ne one more say property be a wo dinimu me patchere dan a wo dinimu a property no documents ne betimi aboa ama wanya sika afibia. Oni omo kasa omo be kire okwan no o property no document ni betimi ayesika e de amount beyond collateral brokerage Eclipse no sanso prime brokerage credit brokerage sanso land document perfection services inti wasasin documents ni nyina ndi mu na woni mbere a de be chase documents na leave it with them be yesa legwork ni nyina e de amawo na Eclipse say build a prime depository platform secure, innovative, and a sense of property owners. Now, ometimi a link with investors. Now, ometimi a trade off. Now, obia a smiley going home. Eclipse Collateral Management Services, our denta, adenta barrier no. A sense of ben Medimosis Hospital. Facheme, announce West Africa Senior High School one in Chempe from 0543 832466. So at Eclipse Collateral Management. For property owners, we say think safety and decent income. And for businesses, we say think funding before projects. Samfa, yemfa last leg in yemfa and sorry so. I'm saying the last issue has to do with one city neighbor no. And I person react to issues in the
yeah, they can't me didn't mean
maybe no.
We say nkomo ayedi wo.
Yeah.
Ye ni ma MPP for. Yedi edema or my Ghana.
Okay.
MPP for ankasa CCA, you know, behun hia Ghana for bim.
Sure.
Behun hia Ghana for bim.
Ghana for the MPP for. Ghana for the MPP for.
Say Ghana for
Venn diagram.
Ghana for nane MPP for one. Mpanimfo kan say bi say fie bia memsem gum. Enti memsem na ewo Ghana ha na that section of MPP for no. Nti se me catch you say be hu hia Ghana for hu MPP for hu hia Ghana for bi ma de me patch no watch ase ene no enkomo ayedi no eye ade a ese nyina no yani etimi eje ho na ye interested say ye pese hu details of it enye afi ni se o ye MPP ni anti no o pese because unse wan hye dan kan ho asemu o meka so we nti ase be se o ti ase na won ti ase no ye nyina ye nim se o hwe Africa most especially Ghana say you grow a year 24 no crown ye can wasema ye nim say nsase a ewo ha no e feta eno nko ade what you say Ghana asase e feta ye nyina so ye san mean say ope the useful year population na then Africa ha most especially Ghana ha nti nem no ka say kra no okọ ebia year men can say airport na say an even passport officer obehu nipa back you are bed and bepa bridge ako enti yeti ase say Ghana mabunu den nkrofo a bani bria adwuma a be pese be adwuma enti no kra no eno nso no what ase ne ye kan adwuma sem enti say ye kan adwuma sem ani ye kan kire ye say aban no ba be create conducive environment a betimi ama mabunu a bewo oman no mu no. And so the question should be, how is government going to do it? Me actually will say okay, a bit to say your environment now. Assassin effect are all right, but you still have your bottlenecks when some impediments be, for example, Okoba bit to say northern regions now. You were one rainy season. I don't know that ma make it that point. Obi so entimin koyadma with a be a so kobo besia ewo bank or kwaje besia ewo bank na men can say interest no was what you say a back cripple businesses. Government need to be intentional with it. And so Exim Bank money nasi phone na san na kahu binti as our banks establish one who send administration. And so even be to say post harvest losses when it comes to transport. So create conducive environment. Na say ABS men no by a na say minya ka nkofa ana say ka be kwa because kwan no nyenti obe charge me aboden a be affect market because me beduru a say me calculate transport fare
a 24-hour economic policy sana sa kwan no waye
no and yes
my businesses lower interest do you need this policy and sana wetimi aya na
mpanimfo ka say asembi safo abia asembi pono definitely say policy bi ba I say na you where say you fear crowd betimi who say be a fear paint crampo nya be say yes fear and non quite me force ye my ye name bi e wo fear ho e dey fear so definitely with the policy be bar your name bi ho ma policy no is compelling on certain things to be done nti I make sure say we say no MPP for ho nkomo we Ghana for nkomo Ghana yedi what you say say to send ye me can rainy season na be ko twa 11.9 billion sebede kwa Falugu dam ni be ye ya enka ne no nka ye cost start even say crop farming krampo na ye nim say ya solve the problem ba ko ho no na say ye nua no ma betwa mu ko ye no the Ale Foundation bi wo ho Oko chase can do without even a sign board crowd honum. And common no, they should even come in. This is the time I may non come messages to say be pertina aguno. What you say, Ben Faswa, bebe then bebe revive. Since say ye can near my dimpun to send beba ye best mabi say kokase enya possible. Ye na going tiasie so bi tiasie na say on tiasie no wo tiasie say you to do any bread ma be pad ma enti ado obatampa project yes nka ode ba no kwat na se chase kan di wo tiasie now friend saying 1 CD2 Dunso levy no menua ye chechire man o man na ye chechire no obia hu wumbi what you say obia hu won bi se Ghana ekoso a eye minu mienu ne bema Ghana akoso ankoso a eye minu mienu so at any point in time aye be hu se bibi entwa yie no se minu mienu na bisa ye ho kwese EpaHoaDaben minu ya mu abetwa mu ko yi what you say ai party na agu no ai
minim party bi agu
NPP for asem me
MPP ngu ye
say
you are being sarcastic.
No. MPP. Agu about say banche nya eja na kire ye koto aba bia obehu. The next election And the next election, you know, ebe serve as a metric how the be measure.
I see.
And you know, you see, NDC bab abaimu. President Mama aboni homodin ye. What you say? Ye nyina ye nim se MPP forecast u bekofa Dr. Bawumia ba se u oyobi a eba economy a oye good.
Well, 1 minute more.
Economy oye good wo ho no. Wo hwe bi ti say ye exchange rate a wantimi anye ho hwe. Ene no me pese me nuan na ben no di nkomo a ben kan chen se doctor exchange rate na wantimi anye ho hwe no. Ene a drop you. I drop it significantly. Nti sidi no I appreciate. Ayi full na yetono 17 cedis no. Ene eno so I drop you. Enti no yetono around 10 point something. Catch and say transport fares no ya ate so. Enti no niama ne MPP wantimi anye no President Mama aiden aye. Nenne enkomo a SADSA energy sector honum no eka wo ho eka na ewo honum no minu miru ni ese yetwia enti no aban na bone ho modern ama fuel na nka auto no 17 cedis no ndi auto no 10 point something no waka se okay problem wo ho minu miru na yen solve enti enka anka ne na nka obeto fuel 17 cedis no ende me wa auto no 10 point something enti ma me 1 cedi Inti at least so all the auto 11 cedis impono wo mame 1 cedi acquire 12 cedis which is not even up to send na auto no inti a kira say aban no eden aye bi pa what you say o hwe ECG meti say na wo kan ECG for asem ECG honum no yes problem wo ho eba procurement money ayi offering saying revenue no na asefo na yes you be solve it. However, no, yemfiti prekope empoyensi. Inti we must start from somewhere. What you say? Inti sawha abano kase ye here about 1.1 billion. Na yede to liquid fuel time bia de ede power ye you know ye plants no. Yes, abana ye say or babesi gas processing plant. Unse President Mama AC gas processing plant and sana ofri abaimu. And there was a committee who say obesi see another GPP2 which is a second gas processing plant. Wahu ebetimi power ye generators no. Na onyan si no. Se otim di offering saying niema bi egu akwan mu. Liquid fuel na yeto na 1.1 billion.
We are aware say after power producers no a year more maintenance works we no we are back to powering with gas. Me no work say any light crude any day power and generators no.
But we are aware so say kaso da ho.
Minim say kada ho. It is a canon na model address and move address but the impression should not be created say you hear 1 cedi near the Akoto crude near the Ababe power generators. We are powering our generators with gas.
Yeah, but minya udim say Saka no say no. Na yes, metwase but udim say nanka ebia say ye pe na yipa say ye chedima consumers. Initially no say o ya adwuma what you say ne o power memfa say e liquid fuel na ye koto a say yetimi yetimi chedima consumers be ye nchema consumers nti ne no Saka no aba abeda ho no no ye den so say yetimi twi nti say ye the gas ni air power no ndu ye the liquid fuel ni air power no ndu ye nyina ye nim e say ka eda ho dada because na ye use liquid fuel at the power plants no what you say near say yetimi twa enti no it is reasonable say government no be ka say o manu 1 cedi na kana eda honom no onfa nkotua because ye ka energy sector asem near no di kan ka che say nanka anka ne fuel no kura no o to no 17 cedi enti no government no ka say manu 1 cedi.
You've made that point.
Yeah, sure say
Philip Pomie
yo panim na okasimbi na mfese be correct no okase oka o say yakodiska ga say veska yakodiska But in your time now, prove and or canning in a goo, we say a Mike named Matty 40. Namino be a man or fast as me free or Cassia Codiska. You can see investigate disca. But in fact, and this is penalty party, a year Supreme Court, a case, Omo be criti, no more luti, no more criti, no match. And in 2014, it's only party as hard as a damson. In fact, a banwe, my by said nam Tamaklu, Maslock, called 12 Buan for so D Ganiska, Ama ne penachino, I will be every Ghana. And a German buy or so on tea, and the old chase so beer or suspects who were deboned to run into Tonano. A banwe near come was a moon. They have nothing to offer this country. You can't tell the swasem, when you guys say,
you make a CD a war, ne Asamo Kanfa Polugu Dam. I was somewhere discano. A 70p of Parliament, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, and near to Tonano. In his books, the $11 million said the Polugu multi-purpose dam. MP Ophiria who said, "Oh no fee. Dam will be any baby until $11 million ni free. If you governor Nanoa, or no dear, me banya butre, or no dear, auditors no, and a kuhuye, and a meba, nyabutre, and a watchro. You busa auditors now, almost so dear. Omuko who say a 11 million, no who say 11 million, 11 million. They did not verify say a projector.
How can
it is kind of 11 million?
How comes the auditor? As what I don't verify. So the time I say fire no.
11 million no way.
No, me.
Ma buy fire no.
Open you say. So what make us me nyabo also nyabo tre.
Some ma buy fire.
No, nyabo tre. See
fire no.
Mo wa mengasa.
What's anka was fire?
Never time no.
One na anka fire.
Never time no.
Me busa question answer me. One na
anka fire. As I can say. Auditor, small auditor, Becano, Esri, Matana, ya come as your real matano. You matano, then China matana endi.
Mata being,
no matter, that's more Resiano. The matter is not concluded.
Which one?
And yes, one say, Parliament, besides some walk and once.
It is concluded.
It's concluded.
Ah, Namuya there.
So, the only panel is where this can. Why is the person now?
Your government should be telling us what happened to the $11 million.
This government has taken over. So what are they doing to the person?
Then I'm here.
Members, it's a banner ban responsibility. So bear didn't ya and Sabani Chinaso. That's what we are saying. As Yanka sa anyway. So be the Bonia alone finding new ways. They can say a ban is not fighting corruption. That ban is doing rich hunting. And set an example, Charles say, or be a court of 1 4. As well, Disca, your conclusion van go fiase. A Johnny. Abanibo so ontie matters all court ani edi abanibo so interested omo nyina ndc for bon ani akire before so but yes we ya fight corruption say can try left try right the subject here abani nya say we investigating office onum say bia issue bi cost onum mismanagement bi cost onum corruption bi cost onum abani so hu hwe what it means is that John Mama cover the mount and all chasing innocent people. Say MPP nibi yamana konya so meso man no aye bibia ensen fata abani twena so sana bibia eka. And again aban we buy or the road levy aba or sustainability tax for mining now 1% mobile mobile 10% aban buy long life insurance levy do so levy is a more catch say top for 1 gallon yentua an amount of money on fuel ebinsi goma we that mobile ECG electricity more than 14.75 up buy. We almost saying enough. Most are the 2.5 as I account with these 6 months. When did you Ghana BB?
Philip Jima the basic
no one when you Ghana.
Philip Jima West NPP constituency youth organizer. Sanfalu Shores, a member of the NDC's communication team. Meeting and Bismark Brown. Many thanks to my team led by Reynold Ajiman, supported by Joel Sanko and the rest of the team. Meeting and Bismark Brown team from BB. Up next, happy Kasiabo.
Na Kasiabo no dia pa na wo pe wo ho.
No crack no